live? Alright. Actually, that's a good topic to talk about. Like when people go away for a while and then come back.
Well, most people don't. It's just idiots like me come back.
You're not the only one that quit and came back.
Yeah, I guess that a few went to the tea land, and then they realized tea land isn't what it's supposed to be, and they're all coming back now. Well, some of them are coming back because they're not able to get all the new stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm allowed to say tea land names. That's why I'm not saying it. I'm just saying tea.
And now we have a new officer. Like, I've been quite busy the last 2 weeks, so I didn't catch up too much. But
Oh, the new hooker. That just oh god, that ain't even an officer, man. That's just a personal hooker they're just giving you. Like seriously.
well, it's advertised as a new officer.
Should be advertised as a hooker. That's what it should be advertised.
I'm
This
not sure that's
personal
legal.
hooker. Yeah, well, most of the parts of the game are not legal. What is legal in that game?
So,
Are
but
we live?
yes, yes, we're live.
All right. Do you wanna? Well, we'll do this. And you do the intro. I don't know. I've not been in one of these. I've been on Woody's one, but this is like my first one on your one. So I don't know how it works. You're gonna do
Ah,
intro, go
same
through
thing.
subjects.
Uh, I'm just covering for Woody. When Woody
Okay.
can't stream, I do it. Otherwise,
I see. I'm with
Woody
you.
does it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So we'll start off with the subject you said, and then maybe move on to a different one after that.
And you guys can jump in at any moment.
Yeah. Don't everyone talk at once, like Woody says.
Yeah. Phantom was putting gas in his truck, so it's gonna take a
I
little bit.
mean, well, well, technically, this is a bit different, isn't it? Because I think it's just the four of us that can speak, whereas Woody's ones usually anyone can speak, right? Because I know when I jumped on one of these last time to watch it, I was on the bottom as an audience, but I couldn't speak. So I guess the only difference is the only people who can speak is the four of us, me, you, Phantom, and
Yeah,
you ain't about it.
but people can apply to talk.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to talk, come and apply, and then, they can jump into the conversation, because clearly no one's saying anything at the moment. I'm just finishing up some work. But yeah, I think the one big thing is if you leave, or if you not leave, but let's say you take a vacation from the game and come back, like even if you're gone, what, 3 months? I think that's still a long time in this game because in 3 months anything can change. And yeah, of course, if you're out the game for a whole year, then you're coming back to a shit ton of stuff. That's, the whole game is like pretty much changed. Like look at Vegas. I think I saw some report he didn't do nothing for a whole year and then he got smashed by a group of people in Void, I think. So yeah, if you don't
Yeah.
upgrade,
And then he
you
came
you
back.
will get left behind. Yeah, you get left. Yeah, you get left behind. I think even if you're not on vacation and you haven't left the game, but you inherit a city, this is the part, and I think Woody's covered this a lot. You get a city and it's a mega city or a mega whale or a mid whale city, right? And you take it over. You now have that burden of how you have to keep up and manage that city. And a lot of people can't. They think, oh, I'm going to get a big city and I'm going to burn everyone and I'm going to be the strongest. Yeah, you will for a time. But then if you are not doing what that previous person was doing, people will catch up and surpass you. And then you then become, you know, fish. And they will zero you and they will kill you. And that's the part people need to understand with this game is don't take a big city if you're not going to be able to manage it and grow it. Yeah, it's fun in the beginning, but then later on, it's not fun. Later on, it becomes stressful. The fact that you can't hide your troops, you go into void, you
Yeah.
drop your shield, and someone's going to counter you. Whereas, yeah, if you keep growing and you're at 400, 500 million BP, yeah, there are only some small nations that can zero you, but majority wouldn't try because, you're just too big to hit. But if they know you haven't upgraded and they can scout you and they see what's in your city, they'll be like, hey, we can hit this 400, BP city because it's not developed to the current place it should be, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But even
You
if
gotta
you,
also think about if you're hitting a big city like that, you also have to time your attack right because
Oh,
um,
yes.
you've hit like a 300 million BP city, which 621 can easily murder. But if the attack's off, the player's off, and only 19 join, they bubble, and you're stuck, you're not gonna kill it. So you
Oh,
gotta think
no.
about um, everyone being on time for your gift attack and being on point.
Well, yeah, I think zeroing a city, a lot of coordination goes into it. People don't realize how hard it's actually to get people to come online and coordinate an attack. It's not just a case of come online and just hit the damn thing. There is some tactics and strategy that goes into it.
Yep. We had 50 players ready, and still, like, we had to try at least 2 or 3 times to get it right. So, just keep everyone kind of in rhythm, kind of, doing those kind of things in events wherever you can, to keep everyone from being rusty. We got a lot of new players that are coming in, from different nations. So we haven't played with some of the players, you know, for an extended amount of time to understand how we coordinate attacks. So with time, we'll build that.
it takes a little bit to coordinate all that. But people also need to think when they buy, when they get a top level city like that, it's not just fun to play, it does cost to keep it up. Now, I'm not even saying to evolve it, but to keep it up. And if you pick up a city that from someone that was away for like 6 months or so, there's so much to catch up that either you have the pockets for that or you better think twice before you buy that city.
Hey, it's not even just that. Also, I had C41 for sale, right? Because I have my main city and I had another C41, so I put it for sale. And I was getting inquiries from players that weren't spenders or very small budgets. So when they ask me if how much the city's for sale and can we get it, I kind of have to turn them away because you got to put someone who can spend and develop a C41 that has 700 like attack and melee HP, or your city's just gonna be waste. Like you don't want to put a non
Yeah,
free to player who's just ready to just drop, you know, 4 5K one time and just it doesn't go anywhere from that point. It's useless.
yeah. That's what I meant by like you need to have the pockets to keep it up. It's not just a one time spending. It's constant. And the more
Yeah, I think
things
what
that come out, the worse it gets.
yeah, and I think what hurts is when you see like a C41, just like when you play Void or Frenzy, and you go into another nation and you just see these dead C41s just floating around. Obviously, some of them are paper C41s, we all know. But even then, like, when you see it floating around, you're just like, oh, that's a dead C41 there. Like, you know, someone could have taken that and done something with it. And yeah, it goes into the wrong hands, you know, blow all the gold. Once all the gold's gone, you know, they're not topping it up. So, you know, it just is like,
Exactly.
do you know, the perfect example is in our nation. Like, I know I keep bleating on about our nation, but honestly, dude, like, like the gentleman said before, you know, in terms of taking over a seat, like, I had my C41, which was strong, but it was like the fourth strongest in the nation. And then the second strongest guy wanted to leave, and obviously was looking for someone to take it over and stuff. And you know, I wasn't really interested. I was like, well, I'll get to number one at some point. I'm just not pushing as hard. And then, you know, he was looking, and then he played with me, and then he obviously saw us quite active, and he messaged me. He's like, hey, do you want to take mine? And I was like, and at the time I was LR, so that was an MR seat he was offering, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about MR, but you know, just carry on and stay. And then he came to the point he had to leave, like, you know, personal reasons, and he's like, he messaged me, he goes, look, I need you to take this city. It can't fall into anyone's hand. It's just gonna go to waste. You know, I really need you to take it. And I'm like, dude, I can't pay you the money you wanna, you know, for it. And he was like, look, either you take it or this other guy's gonna take it, and I really don't want him to have it. And that was the other lines that we're fighting, basically. So he promised me, he said, if you take this, do not ever let this fall into the hands of this other douchebag. I was like, oh, okay. So I ended up with that city and my current city. So there's now me trying to manage two. Imagine that. Anyways, I gave away my original one to someone else who plays it. And yeah, I carried on playing. But the guy who was number one, so we had a bit of a, I'm sure you guys know, this happens in AOZ. People get scammed on cities and blah, blah, blah. And Camel do not give a fuck. Anyways, the number one guy was trying to sort of leave, and he got scammed, and his city got taken off him. I don't know how it happened, but some other guy ended up taking it. We reported to Camel, and showed the receipts and all that, and they genuinely didn't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, whatever, So anyways, this guy ended up with the city. That city's been sitting there doing nothing but farming resources in a bubble, does the odd attack here and there. And that was number one. And now it's number 4, and I'm number 1. And then there's obviously the 2 other guys who've been, growing, let's say. So, that city, dude, like, he has one of the strongest warplanes in the game. Like, he had one of the strongest warplanes in the game. The guy probably dropped something like maybe 250, close to maybe about 350 on that city. And now it's just sitting there with a farmer who's just farms and does the odd SOS attack.
But what's the point? With a C41,
Exactly.
what's the point of farming?
You tell me. He sits in a shield. He knows if he drops that shield, I am coming after him with everyone else in my alliance. It doesn't matter if we've got 20 people, 30 people, we're going to hit it. Because we're going to give it losses. And if we lose the first battle, we'll hit it again. And we'll hit it again until it's zeroed. Because there's no point having that city. Because the problem is when it goes around hitting people, not everyone can hit it. Do you understand? You need at least quite a few people to hit it. But if it goes to a certain BP, then he won't be doing it as much because he would, unbubble, shoot, bubble, or send it to ruins or whatever, right? But if you've got enough BP to feel that you're untouchable, it just makes it harder to kill that person, unfortunately.
Does he participate in events or stuff like that? Or
Sorry?
does he
Oh, no,
participate in
no,
events?
No, they don't participate because this whole thing in our nation is we hate GOAT, he ruined the world, he killed all the farmers, we're going to get back at him and not play. So they won't play Void, they'll basically open up their farms, and when it comes Frenzy, oh mate, it's all free. Like, they'll literally just either shield the whole day and let us try and see if we can beat someone, and then the last hour they just open their legs. Every city just opens their legs, and all of a sudden, in an hour, you're like 3-4 billion behind. But it's apparently a fuck you to me. But I've come to a point where I was like, I don't really care anymore if the nation loses, as long as my alliance gets number 1, and I rank
You're good.
number 1 if I'm playing for it. Don't care. And to be honest, why am I going to play for you lot to get rewards?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What comes to your question? Stupidity or greed, or
What's
holding,
that?
or holding a grudge?
Oh, dude, man, trust me, man. People hold a grudge. Like I've forgiven so many people for so many things. Like, dude, I've like genuinely like I've had people throw racism cards at me. You know, this goes on ongoing now. Like this one guy calls me racist things, calls me a cotton picker, and everything under the sun. So, you know, I've let things like that go just for the sake of the name. Everyone's like, look, just leave it, you know, blah blah blah, and I've let it go. And you know, you kind of then okay, fine, it goes okay for a while, and then someone gets butt hurt because their farm got hit during purge, and then the whole thing starts again, and then you get called, you know, all kinds of names again. And so I've just come to a point. I was like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, you can call me all you want. I'm still gonna zero you, regardless of what happened. But you got to understand with the Asian players, it's more of a culture. I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but they do hold grudges, like, dude, like forever.
Forever.
They'll
Yeah.
hold it forever. Yes. You upset them, you killed 6 of their farms, they will hold that until, you know, they leave the game. That we know that, unfortunately.
I came originally from 1093, and yeah, we had a Korean player. He got into a mess with an American player, and he basically destroyed the nation. It was like the two top guys going at each other. It basically destroyed the entire nation.
Who was stronger?
The Korean guy.
So yeah, he had an ego and he just didn't want to put it aside, basically, and killed the whole nation.
I think both of them have an ego.
So,
And that was the problem, because they were clashing.
yeah, but that's the difference. Like, if you're the bigger player, right, and you know no one can do anything to you, you technically know you have control. So, like, for example, when like, honestly, dude, anyone that knows me knows, in the last 8 years I played this game, I've been in civil war probably about, I've not, okay, let's rephrase. I've not been in civil war for probably about 4 months. Apart from that, I've been in civil war every other month. But when I first started the game, we had a Korean player who, you know, he thought was God. He used to take president every day. He used to take governor all the time. He wouldn't even share it with his own people. He was literally president from day one. To, you know, every week he would take it on his own. He would just take capital on his own, and we couldn't do shit. So, you know, it came to a point where we were just like, it's enough. So we zeroed him. We killed him. Finally, and then we did kill him. So we killed him, and it was like, hey, you know, celebration, blah, blah, blah. And then we're like, oh, we're going to get a merge. You know, things might be better. You know, the first merge that everyone had. So we got a merge. Guess what? We end up with 2 of him on the next merge. 2 of them. I was like, oh, fuck. So I was like, okay, whatever. We killed one. We'll kill the other one again. So anyways, another whole bloody 2 years worth of civil war or whatever. Managed to actually kill both of them. Like, we zeroed both of them. Made them quit. Or made one of them quit. Came to another merge. If anyone knows Wicked, you know, from 52, or I think played in another nation, 30 or something, I can't remember. His nation we merged with, and we're like, okay, you know, we've got a strong player, you know, maybe he might be able to kind of, you know, lead us, you know, we've got experience now. Go into the third merge, which is the one we're in now. Guess what? Ends up with another bunch of retards. Now, this is a bunch of Japanese group who basically don't want to follow rules. They're a group of like 30 of them, and they just want to do whatever they want. And then they'll just speed and zero whoever they want. And then they'll shield up for like 2 months. And then they'll pop out again from nowhere after a month, and then again zero someone, or zero a couple of people, and then they'll disappear for like another 2-3 months. So, you know, we went through that, and then obviously we had the original guy who was from the previous merge, got stronger, and then he was causing issues. And so it was just constantly just dealing with rubbish. And, you know, people ask me, why haven't I left the game? Why haven't I gone to another nation? And I was just like, dude, I would and I could, Like easily, I can go to another nation and get another city. But I think the reason I stayed is because
You don't want
I
them
think
to
I'd never-
win.
No, it was just do you know what it was with me? It was me. It was more. I don't like bullies, right? And
Yeah.
I always said from the beginning, like, you bully me, I'm not gonna leave until I fucking zero you. And we did it with the first guy, right? And he was the strongest. And then the second time round, we did it for those guys. And the third time, that's when I left. You know, a year ago, I left. I was like, okay, everything's done. You know, whatever. Like, I'll come when I come and whatever. And I thought, and you know, when I said I was leaving, everyone celebrated. It was like, oh, he's finally leaving, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, look, if it makes the nation better, and if you think I'm the root of the problem, fine. You know, play, do better. So I leave. First month, 2 months, apparently it was okay. Everyone was like happy and whatever, right? Then they started losing every single event, bro. They were losing every single server event they were losing. And I'm getting messages, oh, can you come back? We're not winning anything, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming. I'm gone. I'm not coming back. There is nothing that's going to make me come back. So I left. Someone else played my city. You know, they did keep up with it and stuff. And then recently is when I announced I was coming back was because that douchebag that I killed in the second nation decided to inherit a city from a stronger guy and then go around starting burning people and saying, you know, he's this and he's that. And I'm like, yeah, that ain't happening on my watch. I'm coming back. So I've come back obviously as number one and, you know, I'll zero him. And once I shut him up, I'll probably then disappear again. So yeah, like I've got a horrible nation, man. A horrible, horrible nation and horrible merges. But I'm sure people have worse stories than me.
Probably. I can speak only from my own experience, but
So what's your nation like? Is it like split Asians and Americans, like 50-50? Would you say you have more?
now I am in 425 with Leave God, so
Oh God, see, when you got someone like him, right? And I would have loved to play with, not exactly lead God, and I don't mean as in someone who's got the wallet, but I would have loved to be in a merge or a nation in a nation with someone who would kind of take the lead sometimes. So in the sense of like organize, speak to alliances, explain to them why merging alliance is important. Explain why T1s are important. I've been doing it for so long, dude. Like, I'm fed up. It's like a second job or a first job, if you want to call it, right? I never had that one person that could kind of go and say, hey, guys, you know, let's fix our shit up. You know, let's do this. And yeah, maybe they might take a softer approach. I'm probably not if anyone knows me, I'm not the soft approach guy. I'll ask you once. If you don't do it, I'll ask you a second time. If you don't do it, I'll just come and burn you. Zero you. That's it. If I fleet you straight away, I'm not asking you a third time round. But that's always been my approach. You know, I'm not gonna be patient with you. You cost 2 voids for me. The third void, you're not playing it. You're getting 0. So, you know, other people might have a softer approach. I don't know what Lead God's approach is. You know, you probably burn the shit out of people like me, but I don't know. Have you guys found that softer approach works? Or, you know, sometimes you have to be brutal?
I think we.
Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've been playing for the best part of a year, and I've been playing games like this for 8 years. And the softly approach, when you have a very difficult member in another alliance, works wonders. So, you were talking about having a really difficult Korean player, and you ended up zeroing him, and da 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 da. So I had the same situation, and everybody hated this person. They hated this player. And I decided that I was going to have a conversation with him. And I had a conversation, and we were in civil war for the best part of 8 months. And I moved from the top alliance to the third alliance. And he said, well, the fact that you're now in this alliance, I'm no longer going to attack it. And he didn't. And I left that alliance in December. Well, I left the nation in December. I've now gone into a nation that has done exactly what you're doing right now. They're waiting for a merge, and I think it's very, very boring, in all fairness, because they're waiting to fight, they're waiting to attack, they're waiting to pounce on any kind of decent player rather than spotting out who the good players are and who can be beneficial. And I think sometimes the men in this game, in the nicest way possible, always, like, instead of just allowing somebody to lose their head for one evening, it's like, we need to burn them now. No, you don't. You just need to speak to them. And when diplomacy fails, that's when you burn them. I mean, I was number 1 in my nation for the best part of 9 months until I left. And I wouldn't say that my nation was scared of me. They got on with me. Other nations were scared of going against me. And now I'm in the 9th most powerful city in my nation, but I've built up alliances within other nations where I know that they're not going to hit me during Void or Frenzy or whatever, which is no fun, but it is also very fucking fun because they one troop and then they just send a full army and I'm empty. But what I'm trying to say is, don't burn your nation down. Like, if there's a good player, there's a way of creating strength, and there's a way of getting that good player on your side where they will attack for you and not attack you, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that works. When the enemy of your enemy is your enemy, it works. So like, for example, one of the guys who went round, like, honestly, I gotta give him props. Like, this guy had a bit of a vendetta from the second merge, and he had
Everyone does, especially when they play a
but
drink.
listen to this. He had a weaker city, and then
Okay.
when we merged to the third merge, the strongest city of that nation, the guy quit after a couple of months.
Why?
And that guy inherited the city. He went round zeroing everyone in alliance. Like, honestly, dude, like, he dismantled my whole alliance. Like, one by one, they all died because they would have chilled.
Did you
Sorry?
talk to him?
No,
Did you
I
like
did.
reach out to him?
He was okay with me. He would never attack me because he knew A, he couldn't beat me, and B, he was like,
So-
well, never.
So my question is like, you knew that you had this strength and you knew that you were the scary person for him. He knew that you could beat him. So why didn't you say to him, what the fuck are you doing? Because, like, for me, when that was happening in my alliance with the Korean guy, I said to him, Mei Zhang, if you attack anybody in this alliance or this alliance, I will burn you to the ground. And he went, do you mean that? And I went, do you want to fucking try? And he said, I've never had that question posed on me before. He didn't say it in that terms, obviously. I said, try it. So he tried it, and then I burned him during Frenzy. And I got 0 points for it. I burned him. And I said, do you want to try that again when we're in peace times? And he went, no, I'm not going to do that again. What do you need me to do? And I said, I need you to become a team player. And I mean, I don't know if it's easier for a woman, but
I would have loved to have that situation. Your situation is more that you've got to understand. My one stemmed from.
what nation are you in?
Oh God, 151 now. You got to understand the
Oh,
dude.
forget it.
The
I'm
dude.
in 1303.
So you got to understand, and you also got to understand we're a very old nation. And the thing is, the guy who now plays with me, he's okay with me now. You've got to understand, his vendetta was from the second merge. He was Chinese and he didn't like the Vietnamese, and they apparently basically had an issue. So what happened was they merged, and in the middle of the night, apparently the leader kicked people and burnt them all to the ground, like all the Chinese. So he made it his lifelong mission he was gonna kill every single one of them, right? And he did. He did. He actually killed every single one of them. I gotta give him props. He zeroed out. And when I merged into that third merge, you gotta understand, I merged. I ended up getting thrown into an alliance, and I was like, okay, I'll go into that alliance, no problem. And I end up with another war. So he never liked me because he was like, oh, you always defended them. And I was like, dude, I just got thrown into the alliance. I see people attacking the people. I'm gonna defend them, and I'm gonna kill the people. He's okay now. So me and him are in the same alliance now. But that's what I'm saying. The enemy of your enemy is your friend, because he hates the other group that he wants to kill. So now he's seen that it benefits him being with me to kill the other guy. And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. If you're going to be with me, it's fine. As long as you're not zeroing my players, I don't really care, to be honest. So trust me, sometimes, yes, you can reason with people. And yeah, if you're a female, it does help maybe. But trust me, when emotions comes into it and someone has a vendetta with someone,
Are you
it's
letting
not so
emotions
easy.
come into it? Like
Sorry?
people have had vendettas. People have had vendettas against me, and then they've gone. Actually, I didn't actually have a vendetta. I was just pissed because she fucking zeroed me by accident. Well, not by accident. It was very intentional. But like at the same time, like they know that it's a war game, and I always say, so the people in my nation know that I don't attack unless provoked, or I mean, bear in mind we are a nation of like one alliance right now. We're absolutely desperate for a merge. We're in 1303, and yeah, it's a very bizarre situation to be in. However,
You're way too early for
when
a
we go,
merge.
when we go in void, so I'm part of a Discord that's from like GC like 6 months ago. So it's got like all like 1303 up, and they're at the point now where they're going, oh, are you going to attack us? And 1320, we're in void with them right now, and they're all going to bubble again. So the last void 4 weeks ago, they didn't join in because they didn't want to give points because we've got some strong players. And I was sat there speaking to 1320 and going, oh, well, like just hide your troops, like you would if you were in a civil war, right? But they've never had the civil war the same way that there's been civil war, and 1303 has killed the nation because they want a strong nation. And it's all because of male ego, in the nicest way possible. I'm
I'll
sure
be
you're
honest with
absolutely
you.
wonderful. I'm sure you're absolutely
You've got to
wonderful.
understand. Sorry to cut you, but you got to understand. The newer
Mhm.
nations are more educated. Your nation and the ones prior to you are more educated in the sense of the podcasts, these videos that we do. The older nations didn't have all this. So,
No, I get that.
a lot of new nations know what will happen to their nation if they do civil war. So most of the time they end up coming to an agreement and stuff. With the older ones, it's different. Like, it's already burnt. Like, our nation's dead. There's nothing you can do about it. It's completely dead. There's a couple of strong players. Yeah, if we did merge all the active
ask-
players,
Can I
we
ask,
probably
like,
win.
when
Sorry,
you
Bob.
when you log in on a day to day, what do you do with a bird nation? Because I'm in a bird nation, and I literally log in. I do like the tasks. I do like my daily chores, and then like I'll log in for like Frenzy or Void. Like, are you doing the same thing and just like waiting for another merge?
No, there's only 2 times I log in. One, if I get a WhatsApp message saying come online, that
Okay.
allows to kill someone.
Okay.
Or I go online, I'll look for something for about 5-10 minutes to kill. If I don't, just go off online. Don't care. Don't do no dailies, don't do shit. Yeah,
Oh,
these
you're
new
like, okay.
see these new events, some of them you have to do, some of them you don't. Like, I don't need to do ruins. Ruins don't give me shit. Like, yeah, it gives me like little fragments for the warplane and whatever. But I don't need it.
I
And
mean,
if I want to
it
do it,
does.
I'll do it.
I mean, to be fair, so what city level are you in your nation?
41.
You're asking me? I'm a C45. I'm C41.
Oh well, go and fuck off then. Never touch me ever. I'm a C34.
Yeah,
About
see,
to go-
that's what I'm saying. Where you guys are at the moment, that's the fun. That's the fun stage. I think we've come to a unanimous decision. After C30, it becomes no longer fun, and I think most people agree. When you get up to 30, it's always fun. It's when all this new nonsense you've got to get is when it becomes not fun.
Do you know what's really funny? I didn't log in for 3 days, right? And my VIP guy sent me a message going, "Hey Storm, I've not seen you for so many days. I'm just wondering, like, what's turning you off on the game?" And I was like, "Oh, I was like on a date, and then it's been Mother's Day, so I've not logged in." I was like, "When did I need to explain myself to VIP?"
Oh,
What
It's the
VIP was
weirdest
that?
thing.
I've never. Well,
but no, they get. Do you know what it is? Sometimes it's an automated thing. So if there's no activity on your city for a while, they send out an automated message.
I didn't spend money for 3 days, and they
Yes,
messaged me.
that's why. So when you're a constant heavy spender, and you don't buy certain packs,
No,
and the
fuck that.
algorithm kicks in, and it realizes you stop. So I've had several messages like that, but I've turned around and said to them, "I don't fucking like you and all this shit, and I'm not logging in for whatever, right?" So like, I used to get messages from my VIP saying, "Oh, how could you make the game better?" I'm like, me telling you how to make it better isn't gonna make it better because you're not even gonna take my advice on board. It don't mean shit. Camel's just all about, getting the
Listen,
money. Yeah.
I said, get rid of the uranium bullshit, and make it more accessible, and make the packs better. And then I started playing War and Order, and War and Order was a precursor to Age of Origins, right?
Yeah.
And they're the reason that we have fucking uranium.
Oh yeah, they copy everything from that game and bring it
They
into this.
called Azurite, and the reason why we now have fucking antiques is because of War and Order. So we've had antiques for like a year. So unfortunately, I'm playing 2 cities in 2 separate games at the same fucking game.
But you know what? The one you're playing, the original ones, is a lot more expensive. You do know that, right?
I do know that, and that's why I have held back. And so in terms of like AOO, I left in December, and I was tempted back by the city that chased me to within an inch of my life. C41, I was a C33, and he would constantly one-troop me. And I left my nation, sold my city, and joined their nation in February.
But you
And
just told me
they
you're
are...
C39.
No, C34.
Yeah, but you're C41 now, right?
I wish I was a C41.
You just said someone's
One of
trying to recruit you.
No, one of my... So people that I play with is a C34. I'm a C34. I've got a C38 and a C41 and a C36.
The hell, we need so many cities for.
No, they're not my cities. They're people that I play with.
Oh, in your
Which one
nation.
you against? Let me check it.
In
Let
the
me check
nation.
What's your nation?
1303.
Here's a question. So, did you say your nation's got civil war and it's just dead?
No, we have no civil war. We have nothing. We're trying to clear out the shit. We don't even have farmers, right? I'm down to like 212 minerals. It's horrendous.
So, in a
What
nutshell,
happened
is
to all
your
your
nation a
players if
good
you have
nation
one
to play?
alive?
Wait, hang on a second, Goat. Let the other guy speak.
You have one
Say again.
alliance. What happened to all your players?
They were killed.
Goddamn.
They were killed. They were killed, and then I quit 1316, and my city in 1316 is somebody called Aoria. Now,
What happened
Um,
to your players? They were killed.
I was number one in my nation. I left, took a break, took a breath, and then who is now my R5, Anubis, was like, "Hey, do you want a C33 just to try out for free?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, you fell into the
And,
trap. Nothing's free, by the way.
No, nothing was free because I upgraded everything. Like, he's third in the nation or fourth in the nation for antiques. Jesus Christ. And I was playing mid-range. I was having a very good time. And then Savino left, and Santa then let me buy his city. And then I've now upgraded his city, and it's stronger than my number one city in 1316. And they haven't been able to see what I do because I've been super busy. Like, I don't know how do you deal with having a personal life in this game? Because apparently I can't do it, and I get harassed by the VIP lady.
Well, I mean, don't
Just
have
log
3
in.
days in a row.
Just log in, buy one pack for $1.99. She'll leave you alone. That's it. Honestly, you buy a pack for $1.99.
So, are
every
you
week.
from London?
I am.
Yeah.
I have that British accent everyone seems to go on about, and then apparently, I don't know. Where are you from?
I'm from Leeds.
Okay, so you're London. So apparently, us British people have tea and crumpet all the time, according to certain individuals.
Well, I always say to my friends in the game, "Do you want to come round for tea?" Who was the other person that was talking? We are so loud, by the way. We're literally interrupting every single other person here.
Yeah, us British people.
Was
have
it
to talk.
Was it Cage?
Me?
Yeah,
By the
you're
way,
very
why are you
quiet.
hang on, here's a question for
Did
you.
you interrupt
Why
me,
are you
Hokage?
why are you still awake?
Goat, shut up. Let Cage speak.
It's 2 in the bloody morning. Why are you awake?
Why are you awake? Shut up.
I'm always awake.
Let other people speak.
You two knocked off
You,
already.
you
Okay,
two.
so, Storm, real quick. Hokage,
No, shut
so
the
Storm,
fuck up.
real quick. You know, the young nations need to learn this right now. You guys are not getting the amount of players that the old nations used to get. So
I
when
agree.
you guys burn your nation, much screwing your nation because you don't have that much players to make that much mistakes. Now you'll probably
Mhm.
get a merge, but because all the young nations are all in the same boat, you guys are just
Mhm.
screwed up there. You're better off finding an older nation that is doing good and joining them. To be honest, that's what we've all been preaching for a long time on these podcasts.
I agree. So, like, when I was in 1316, we still had like we still had 3 alliances, and I was in the 3rd strongest alliance. And the only reason why they got to grow was because I was the number 1 in the nation, and I took control of the fucking crazy Korean. But now he's burnt that alliance down to the ground because I left. That doesn't really seem
also a waste-
like a good structure to.
Pacify him.
It's honestly a waste of money too, because of the amount of new stuff there is, which was one of the first things we were talking about at the beginning. You can go to an older nation where a lot of that stuff is already developed or done, and you can kind of ease your way into growing a city compared to starting from the beginning and having to just be overwhelmed with the amount that you have to work on.
I half agree. So when
So
I
if you're
joined
there,
when I joined 1303, I mean, I had a blue plane, and I was like, yuck. Anyway, I upgraded to a C-34 with a purple plane and decent officers. And my previous city attacked me in the uranium mines. And bear in mind, like, this city, like, my previous city, my city that I built from the ground up, I was like, yes, I can kill everything. And everyone was scared of me. My new city is a lot bigger and a lot better and a lot scarier. However, I'm in a nation of waiting to merge.
But you do realize
And
you're way too early for a merger? You're like in 1303. like,
Correct.
Uh, you're like a year away from a
5 months
merger.
old.
I know.
Okay,
Make it happen
I have a
quicker.
question. I have a question.
That's
Go on.
not entirely true, though. That's not entirely true. They are merging younger nations way faster than we did. Like,
So
how
they-
much
so they
1,200 nations were that faster?
When I played Game of Thrones, we merged every 6 months, and it was chaotic, shall we say. But I do want to hear about.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones isn't owned by Camel. Camel's a greedy piece of shit, so we all know they'll push, they'll kick the can down the road until they know they can't get away with it anymore.
I agree.
Just quickly with your
So-
nation. So, are you
so
saying
it-
your
so it-
nation's a
so
good
it has-
nation to play in or shit place to play in?
It's really good for like activity for like Polar and Elite Wars and all that kind of fucking bullshit.
But not,
that you
but not
can
Void.
spend money on. Oh no, in Void. Void is fun. Running Void right now, and we're against 1320. And last time they were completely bubbled. They were so scared of us. And
You
I
can-
speak to
you
the
can
people
play-
in 13. I speak to the people in 1320, and Gigi goes to me, "Are you just gonna one troop me?" Gigi's a C-39 and I'm a C-34. 1303. So I sent her one axe,
So,
and I was like, "Have I penetrated you yet?"
so your nation. So you're saying your nation is someone that participates in Void quite a lot.
Oh yeah, like the whole.
That's good to
the
know.
whole
Like, 'cause the
nation.
game, so the game demographic has changed over the years. Because you gotta understand now, it's all about, oh, we don't want to play Void anymore. We don't want to lose our troops. We want to play fucking Polar.
Oh no, we love Void. Like I encourage having too many troops. Like so many troops that you can't put out enough fleets. And so when I took over this city, right, it was really annoying because I could only fill 3 fleets, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this? So I've been building it up, building it up, building it up. I've now got a 5 fleet city. And am I going to use them all? No. Am I
But
going
could
to
you be,
use the
but
best?
could you be zeroed by someone else though? In
No,
your nation category, is there another nation that you could potentially face that could zero you?
No, because I've got a C-41 times 2
Oh, what, in your nation?
that can protect me.
Yeah, but what if they're not aligned? Then what?
They're always online. They're fucking weirdos. They're
Okay,
always
well,
online.
so-
But you have one C41 and a C38, right? I didn't see 2 C41.
13, C-41, C-38, C-36, several
Yeah.
C-34s.
So your average nation is
always-
around C-34s,
I'm,
right?
al- I'm always empty, and I always leave in the attack fleet, and then they send all their attack fleets to me.
So you're the
and-
bait, basically.
Yeah, I'm always the bait.
So you're the bait player. Do you attack?
Yes, all the time. I always attack, and it's so
The,
fun
the
because
yeah, but
I'm
the
like,
shit, yeah, but the shitty thing for you is if you attack with the C41 and the high guy, you're the one that ends up getting the most losses.
the C41 doesn't join my attack until the last 3 seconds, which
Why?
is quite fun.
Why?
Because he lets me kill all my shit first.
Okay. Well, you sound like a fun player. I was going to say to you, if you are an active player, you can come join iNation and kill people if you want. I wouldn't say no to that.
I built up this thing way too much.
Let me tell you something. The city I'll give you, you won't have to build shit. You can go around bullying whoever you want with it.
I just bought the new bouncy tip girl.
Who?
The bouncy girl. The girl
She
that
doesn't mean,
was
yeah, but
wearing...
you've got to understand that she doesn't do anything. When you've got all the other ones maxed and she's not
Yeah, but
maxed, it don't matter.
Yeah, but she's maxed in my city, so...
Yeah, but then what? Are all your other officers maxed?
Yeah, all of my officers are maxed.
Are your Titans maxed?
No.
Is
They're
your
all
warplane
purple.
maxed?
No, it's purple.
Or if I said to you I can give you a city that has warplane maxed, Titans maxed, everything else maxed apart from the bouncy titty girl, you're not gonna take that offer?
No.
Why?
Because all I have for reference is you.
When you say no, can you elaborate on that? When you have reference for me is me, what do you mean by that?
Because you seem like rather quite like aggressive, and
Everyone who knows me, who I'm like, just so you know. You could ask anyone, oh, what do you know about Goat from 151? Everyone will fucking tell you what kind of player I am.
I bet. I
Just the fact that you played for so many years and you spent like 3 or 4 months without being on a civil war, that says a lot.
But it's not my fault though,
no,
is it?
No, do you know what? It's not any of that. It's more the fact that I was kind of like bedded into 1303.
You
I
said
know
you like
nothing
carnage,
about-
you like fun, right?
I like carnage. I like fun.
Yeah, so why
However,
nation is carnage
and
and
I like
fun?
to win. And I like to win. Yeah, but you have told me that you are so Anubis and Santino, right? I have a firm grip on. Okay? And if I say
I'm gonna be horrible here.
no, if
What
I say
nation are-
no,
Yeah,
then
That's-
they don't do it.
that's fine. What nation are you in?
1303.
What's the 5th strongest city in your nation?
1 second. I think it's Ray, but I might be wrong. Ray's like, I think it's number 3.
So you got
I'm number
C41, a
9.
C41, a C38, and then everyone else is C34s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 136.
I might message a
The
nation. I might message a nation and go to the C41. Can I borrow your city for a week or so?
No, because the C36 I might be taking over.
No, I'm not talking about the C36. I'm talking about the C41. I'm gonna message him and I'll say, can I borrow your city for about a week? I'll show you carnage and fun.
He only bought that city like 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm not gonna
ago.
buy it from him. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna put blue coins in for you. Just give it to me for a week. You know the funny thing is, if anyone knows Angela, who plays this game, right? she would never reveal the nation she's in because she knows I'll come to a nation, borrow the top C, burn everything, and then leave.
Listen, if you want to go and speak to Santa, then it's your prerogative. I'm not setting this up.
I'm joking. I'm not a horrible person. But yeah, I
You're
think
not a
look,
horrible person.
I'm not a horrible person. I can be a horrible person. I'm not, and this goes back to
You
if you're
won't
the
be a
number
horrible
one.
person.
No, because if
You
you're
won't be a
number
horrible
one,
person to me.
no, because if you're number one,
Mm-hmm.
you have a duty of care. That's what I believe in this game. Because if you're number one,
Okay.
you have a duty of care. You need to look
And
after
then
the
you went
weaker
and
players.
murdered everyone.
No, you need to look after the weaker players, but you've also got to understand you need to set rules and boundaries. And if people follow the rules and boundaries, then the nation does well. But if you're the strongest player and you've got to carry the nation all the time, why do you think so many people leave? Because they get fed up of carrying the nation, and that's one of the reasons that so many nations die. Is if you are the strongest player or stronger players, let's say a group of players, you have a duty of care. If you go around burning everyone and killing everyone, no one's going to want to play for you. And I learned that the hard way. But the reasons why I burn people are not because I'm an asshole. I burn people because they don't fucking follow basic rules. When you tell them to have T1 in their frigging farm, and they've got
Well, you need to stop being so fucking mean and let the women say and check. Like,
what's that?
let them check. Like, the non-threatening human beings in your fucking alliance need to check the other alliances. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, if you were coming at me, I'd be like, why do you want to attack me?
Well, if I came at you, no one coming at you. No,
I was
but
coming with a one axe or a one motorbike, and I was like, just coming in. They wouldn't give a shit because I'm non-threatening, because I am a lover, not a fighter.
you're in the wrong game
And
then.
that's the
Go
difference.
download Farmville.
No, because when it comes to your fucking nation, right? And I'm in a burned down nation right now. That is begging.
Okay, so what's the reason for you? Okay, let's go into the topic. What is your new nation? So everyone else in this chat can understand, because we're going round and round in circles about the same thing. So why is your nation a burned down nation, even though it's a new nation?
Because
What's caused it to be the way it is?
so Savino, who no longer is in the nation, burn everything down.
Why?
And Anubis has a zero tolerance policy, and Dazuka, these are all men, by the way.
No, but forget the men. What was the reason? Let's go back to the first point. The guy burnt the nation down. Why did he burn the nation down? What was his motive to burning
Because
them?
they weren't growing quick enough.
So he got pissed off carrying the nation. Why? Because people weren't growing. People were farmers. They weren't putting hands in their...
No, because we have zero farmers in the nation, and now I have 253 fucking minerals. Because
if it makes you feel better, mine's max. Everything's 4 billion.
He got rid of all the farmers. We're just about to go into Void.
Yeah, but you don't need farmers. Yeah, you need farmers to farm for you, and that's the fastest way you'll get resources.
No.
But when you go to Void, go collect your resources in Void.
I am going to do that. I don't just sit and create resources for Void. I want to kill shit. That is the fucking difference.
But the bonus is you kill shit and then you take this shit.
In the last Void, right, it was really annoying. So we were like massively behind. And the entire nation was bubbled, right? And I said to Gigi, who was in the other nation, "You're pissing me off." She went, "And why am I pissing you off?" And I went, "Because you're fucking bubbled, you silly fucking cunt." And then I attacked all of her farms, all of her friends' farms, and we had a 3 million points difference. And then we had a very stupid idiot that decided to send scouts out 5 times, and then Gigi attacked him, and now we're against the same nation, and they're gonna be bubbled again.
Okay, so here's a question. So when you went around killing all those farms, what troops were in that farm? Were they T4 and lower, or were they T5 and higher?
They
Or
were
mixture?
T5 plus. They were
Sorry?
T5 plus. They were T5 plus.
See, so that nation, you could beat them. It doesn't matter if they're bubbled. Because you've got...
Gigi said you cleared all the shit.
No, but what I'm saying is that nation, is not playing the right way because that nation's farms should not have T5 plus. Because what that means, they can be bubbled, but you will find farms that are not bubbled. You attack them, you hit T5 plus, you get points. The rule of a nation should be any farm or any farm city should have T4 and lower.
I agree. They didn't do that, and they're now against us again.
So you guys will win. You just got to
And
find those farms.
They now know our gameplay.
No, but they can't stop you. Farmers will be farmers. They won't shield their friggin' farms.
Oh no, because in the middle of actual void, they play like the Elite War. Like, you know, the war that's like a nation war against another nation.
So what, they'll send like 50 people at one city, is that what you're saying?
No, everybody has like a gold shield, right?
Mm-hmm. So they're playing Elite War during Void or whatever.
Yeah. And then they all shield again.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. What, they don't participate? Is that what you're saying?
They do not participate at all.
But this is what I'm saying to you.
You're not the only
nation. You're not the only nation that faces this. You know, the whole game, Void is absolutely boring for everyone because you will face nations who will just bubble up and do nothing. So you have to find their weaknesses. And if you know their weaknesses are that it's their farms, you find their farms. You kill their farms, make sure you don't give away points, and then you win.
And I sat naked for 24 hours and they didn't trust. They didn't trust me to be empty. So I was literally completely empty. And I had one troop from Savino and no one hit me.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The reason why they don't hit you, your deterrent in your nation is your C41. That's what you understand. If you've got a C41 and they don't have a C41, I'm assuming they don't.
He's not playing anymore.
It doesn't matter. You still got a C41. It doesn't matter if he's not playing or someone else. There's a C41 that will deter people from attacking your alliance. They will attack other ones. They won't attack yours. In case because if that C41 comes flying in and they've sent 10, 15 people at whatever city in your alliance, that C41 alone will damage most, if not all of them, most of them. So that's why it's boring for you. That's why when a nation has players and one particular player grows so much faster than the others, it becomes boring for that nation because that one player becomes a deterrent. However, on the flip side, one player is not a team. So if you're facing a nation who has a group of players who don't give a fuck about losses in a player war game, they will zero. And we've done that. And I give you that example. Like when we was in our first nation, we came to a point where the guy was a C31 at the time, we was all C26s. The difference was immense. But we built everyone to C26. Sorry?
Sorry, that just made me laugh.
So you got to understand, your player can be zeroed. You just got to fight the right nation that comes along. And I say to anyone in this...
When I was playing Game of Thrones, I had a power of 3.2 billion.
But power doesn't mean everything, though.
I felt no. I have the technology, right? It took 32 hours to zero me, and I wasn't in game because.
I think.
Should we?
The thing you've got to understand here, like, power isn't everything. Like, trust me. Like, if you go and watch the older nation battles, you will see, like, who's the one that used the Hogad you mentioned? Was it 562 or something?
No.
That zeroed Vegas.
No, I didn't say that.
No, not you. I'm talking about
There
the other gentleman.
there was a nation that zeroed Vegas. Yes.
Yes. So if you go and watch the video of that guy getting zeroed, right? That no one touched that guy for a long time.
Mhm.
But you got to
Mhm.
understand, they ended up then facing one nation that did not give a fuck, and they
Mhm.
completely annihilated him. So what I'm saying is,
That's what happened.
one player will be a deterrent for you for most.
No.
I used to play in a 500 nation. I remember I got invited to play in a 500 nation, and I played, built the city the right way, ended up the top city, and no one would ever attack if I was in that alliance. The whole alliance was, oh, it's so fucking boring, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll leave the alliance. I left the alliance. I played on my own, and then it was fun for them because they knew I couldn't defend because I'm not in an alliance, and I still got rank 1 on my own because I would kill 20 people on my own. It didn't really matter. But they played. What I'm saying is sometimes when you have a player who is a wallet warrior, let's say, essentially, he will hinder the alliance from having fun because he's there, most people won't touch that alliance. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just saying it's the reality of it. That's why you guys find it so boring. That's why your guy, when the original guy who had that city, got pissed off because he was doing everything on his own. No one was contributing, no one was keeping up. And he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to burn everything before I go. And that's what he did. And that's what happens to a lot of nations, not just yours. There are many examples of top players getting fed up, burn the shit out of the nation. And sometimes they don't even give the city. They just leave the city and go. Like, everyone knows about Boss. There was a player called Boss in the nation. I can't remember what nation it was.
Mhm.
He had the top city, got fed up, quit the game, left. The city was just sitting there with 500 million BP. No one ever touched that city, even in Void, even in thing. No one ever hit it because no one could kill it, right? And then I think one time an alliance did fight them and they hit it during Frenzy and they completely zeroed it out. And what happened was the city was zeroed out. It was in a corner somewhere on the map. So then obviously everyone thought, oh, resources, blah, blah, blah. So the whole nation decided to empty the resources of that city. So everyone parked around it, I was hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and taking resources, right? Little they fucking knew, the other guy on the other side was getting notifications on his phone. He obviously must have think, what the fuck is going on? So he logs in. The moment he logs in, everyone that was attacking him died instantly, dead, right? And then he just logged off
As
again
they
and
should.
disappeared.
That's
So-
kind
Carry
of
on.
what happened with Vegas cities. Like, they were sitting there for a while without anyone even trying to attack them until they got a nation that didn't care if they lost troops or not. They just went for it.
Yeah, they fucked him up.
Wait, I need
Yeah.
to go and go back
Um,
to our conversation so I know who's speaking.
Can you not see the screen of his speaking?
No, I have a lot of fucking screens right now. It's ridiculous.
God.
It's
Well,
horrendous.
There's only two people speaking, it's me and the American guy.
I've got 1303 like being clingy.
I think
Okay.
Phantom?
nations, the newer nations still have a lot to learn. I see so many new nations that don't have a clue how to fight. And this might sound really horrible, but everyone in the older nations will agree. All the newer nations end up with the shitty players that get kicked out of their nation, the older nations, and they go and join a new nation, and they're like, oh, we know how to play, blah, 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 follow us. No, mate, you don't know shit. You just got kicked out of your burn out of your nation, and you've gone and joined a new nation thinking,
Yep.
You're better.
I mean, so
I
know
don't
that
know
you're
how
fucking
many-
big and- I know that you're big and scary, but at the same time, you're kind of pissing me off because why wouldn't you take in players that are willing to learn?
I do. let me
Why
tell you
would
what. Let me tell you
why would
something. Yeah?
you
Okay, let me tell you something.
no shut
I'm
up,
the type of person.
shut up,
I'm the
shut
type
up,
of person
shut
that
up,
will take. Let me
shut
finish. You
up,
know what? You know exactly
shut
what I mean.
up,
Go on then. Say
shut
what you
up.
want to say.
So when it comes to playing with people at this hour, by the way, it's very different at this hour. And you're telling them how to TA or to gift box is very different. And also trying to motivate them to play. Because believe you me, do you have a lot of American players?
Yeah, we have a mixture of players.
Tell me the mixture.
We have Asian, we have American, we have Europeans. So our time
And
schedule is.
how do you deal with that?
So we base it around everyone's time. So everyone will play obviously when they play online, but if you're going to do group attacks, you work out what time fits. So usually the way it works with Europeans, it's Europeans afternoon, Americans morning, no, Asia's morning, Europeans late, and America's usually afternoon time. And that's kind of when you do your your team attacks. So most of the time, if you look at the game time, as in the UTC time, most people are active usually between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. if you're doing the three geographical areas or regions or countries or whatever. So yes, you have to base it around people's time. Not everyone's going to be able to do it, and no, you're not going to have 90 people, 100 people, 80 people if you're spread. That's why you try and make an alliance where you are from the same regions or the same time zones, and that's how it works, and that's how you educate people and work with people. But not everyone has that luxury, unfortunately. So you can only work with what you have. Like maximum, most average nations would have, it's probably about 40, 45, 50, 60 players. If you then kind of pre-plan ahead that you want to kill someone, that you want to face, then you'd pre-plan and say, everyone make sure you come on at this time, or blah. And that's usually set already because most people play Elite War, and most people have their Elite War set up where most people are available at that time, specific time. And that's kind of where you'd set, play Elite War, or that time when you play Elite War, go into Void, have a battle, blah, 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 or Tower, the Tower battle for Frenzy. So that's how you do it. So you can do it, it can be done, but that goes back to effort, time, playing in AOZ and leading as a leader of the nation.
That goes back.
A full-time job. It's a full-time job.
Yeah, that goes back to the topic we've been talking in the last episodes, in the last podcasts with Holbrook, like how you motivate a nation, how you grow your nation.
Yeah.
All of those things.
Yeah, so like again, you were saying to me, where's she gone? She disappeared. She was saying something about,
she's in the audience.
You're a horrible person, blah blah blah. But me personally, I would take in our nation now, obviously, anything below C36 a farm. So I would say I would take a C36 over a C41. And everyone would be like, you're mad. No. I would rather take the C36 over a C41 that does not attack, that does not participate, that does fuck all. Right? Does one attack, one SOS attack, or joins a group attack once in a blue moon, right? Because that player brings no benefit. Comes on, does an SOS, fucks off. Okay, yeah, you got me a shit ton of points. So what? But if I have a C36 that's active, that's setting traps, that's playing bait, that's scouting, that's looking for targets, that means more to a team game than a random one city would do. And that's what everyone wants. people who participate, people who contribute. Contribute is the biggest word in this game. If you are not contributing something, you're not bringing something to the table, being in the top alliance, then you don't deserve to be in the top alliance.
Yeah, there's no point.
I
So
think he fell asleep.
there were a couple of people asking to jump on stage. Maura,
Yeah, let them in. I think they're probably getting bored of us.
I did bring them up, but
Well, has anyone got any questions or any topics that you want us to discuss? Put it in the chat and then we can talk about it.
Oh shit, y'all finally done. Okay. I want to talk about what lines. Good point. Yeah, waited so long. First of all,
You wanna
can
talk about-
everybody hear me? Can everybody
Yes.
hear me? Because my
Yeah.
output was pretty low before.
yeah,
So,
now it's good.
My boy at I think 11:56, Reaper. He had 2 alliances, and playing him in Void was tough. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 1 alliance, 2 alliances, you don't have many players for Void and all that. Where it counts is for having enough players is phase 1 through phase 4. You know, they can score a lot of stuff, they can gather a lot, recruit a lot, whatever the case is. As you can see with 255, 14 nations together, you know, they're scoring crazy during phase 1 through 4. But fighting, you just gotta have active players like in that 1 alliance if you need, and you can absolutely dominate in Void. Like I forgot what nation it was, but my 3rd KE was against a nation with only 1 alliance, and they beat us. This was in 11:32. That was my original nation. But they show me, like, if you have 1 alliance that's disciplined as far as bubbles, you can't get any points whatsoever. If you do have fighters, you can outscore in KE. So yeah.
So, Phantom, since you're here, let me ask you something. What's new in 621? What's been happening the last 2 weeks since we didn't have a podcast in the meantime?
Oh, last 2 weeks, I would say, you know, there was kind of a bit of civil war as far as like both players that went rogue since the last 6 months, but been working out like kind of like a truce to get them back into the nation. But there's a little bit of bad blood between some of those players, and say like a second alliance called LXA. He doesn't want one of those players to rejoin the nation because what happened was he would say that he's selling, and then and then you'd find out that he's not, and then he gets drunk, just like a storm here, and he would burn players and, you know, let them back into the nation and all that stuff. So it's happened to the point where, you know, nation's 5+ years old. People get tired of that. So the R5 of that alliance is Korean, and you know they kind of like put their foot down on certain things. So right now, just trying to get him to relax on that, because it's like you can't just dictate how, you know, future of the nation. You know, if all the alliances are like, hey, you know, we gotta put differences aside and you know, chill out, then you should be supporting that. So right now, my R5 is, you know, just talking to him a lot, and that's mainly it. You know, you know, as far as the GC stuff goes, we gotta restructure everything and get everybody on the same page to get everything in tip-top shape and tackle trying to get, that first place win in GC in the future. But that takes time to rebuild it. And but we got players in. We're still moving players in, and it's been great. Like everyone's getting along, having a good time, winning events. Since GC's kind of over, I think we're kind of playing Polar a little bit harder. It's usually what we do because if GC's coming or whatever the case is, we got to save our bags for GC because GC and Elite War is KGK's priorities. So when GC's not around, then we can spend more on another event. And Polar is where it's at. Polar's fun.
Yes. I agree.
Polar, let's go. Come on, Hokage. We're gonna have a fun Tuesday.
Yep. We will.
Not me. I'm gonna get raped by 621 again.
Nah. Yo, that Polar that we played, we was joking a lot because we was like, man, it's the whole map against us. But it was fun. We enjoyed it. It's always fun playing y'all.
We didn't have enough to take the S1 at the end. We just didn't have enough guys.
Mm-hmm. We used to, what we usually do is we won't block everyone off from S1 because we want merits and we want the battles. So we usually leave that open to, whoever wants to play hard. And,
Wait a minute. Let me play that video back. You guys were taking all our bases around S1.
That's probably that match, but usually that's what we used to do, even like before that. Yeah, like we'd leave a path just so you can battle, come and try it and do a battle.
I fucking hate playing Polar against the newer nations. You fucking shitbags, fucking speed everywhere. Like you don't not fucking speed. I'm like, I've got a shit. Like, dude, I don't mind speeding. I'll burn up all my gold, right? I'm one of those players, like, I'll burn up all my gold if I need to. But I'm trying to keep up with fucking 10 motherfuckers speeding everywhere, and I'm just like, I don't even have enough fleets. I think you can only have like a maximum of 2 fleets. So I'm just like, I go speed 1, come back out of it, go to hit another one, and then 2 motherfuckers already taking the other one, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is not worth it. It genuinely is not worth it.
It's more fun when you have a whole team that's able to do all that. And like,
is it just me, or lately, especially in the last season and now this one, the matchups in Polar are getting good or getting interesting? Like, look at this. Beef just said we're gonna have fun. I haven't checked it before, to be honest, but now that I look at it, it's like, yeah, 425 versus 785, 255, 603, 52.
So Hokage, look at chat. The one I just posted. That has been our Polar matchup for like the past 4 weeks. Every week, 621, and either 799
And 255? Oh, okay.
or look, we got 910 in there too. It's just brutal every week.
fun. That's what it is. Love it.
Yep. But like,
Yeah, come on,
it
White
is
Stone,
fun.
You guys got this.
Yeah, we try.
It is
No,
fun,
feel
but
free.
it's not easy.
Try as hard as you possibly can. We have an Elite War coming up, so feel free. Go ham and Polar.
Yeah, we do. We try really hard to Polar.
Trust me, they're fun to play. But you want to encourage your alliance to get in there and get the merit, so you got to do those little battles. So,
Yep.
I'm glad that all the alliances in our Polar are very active. Every single one. Well, at least not the bottom two, whatever, but everybody know that. Top
Yep.
four, all GC alliances, nations. going at it.
And that's why
Yeah,
when you're
but-
looking at Polar, it is probably objectively the best event in the game right now. Right? Where else are you getting the pairings that you're seeing in Polar? You're not.
You're
Yeah.
not.
You're just simply not. And the level of competition just keeps it so interesting. And when a nation is able to, or at least an alliance is able to prioritize and get participation moving, that's when it can become a blast. So we've been having a great time with Polar. I mean, the matches are certainly getting sweaty. We've got 255. Don't see us beating them, but you know what? In the past couple, it's been fun.
It's
being
not
able to
gonna
just
stop you from trying.
actually- it's fun to actually throw a bunch of people into an attack and say, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna fight with 255, and it's I mean, it's humbling, but it's super satisfying as well. So it's Polar's good. Polar's good. Everybody has a blast.
Yeah. Last time we had a matchup like this, it was like 425 with 255 on the left and 785 on the right. Like they weren't even spread around the map. They were like right next to us.
Oh, be fair. The last time we were in the same Polar, you guys were next to 255 and 989. We were blessed with being on the other end of the map.
The last one, yes, but there was one with 255 and you guys where we were basically next to each other.
Oh yeah, it's the fun of the draw, right? When you start Polar, you open it up and you see where you're positioned. It
Yep.
It can be either like a, oh thank God, or it can be oh fuck. And,
But-
that's part of the fun.
Regardless, it was fun. Like, I can say when I was in the other nation, like, I hated Polar, and since I joined 425, it has been fun.
Honestly, I want to play 255 or Polar, but we'd have to change our times. I would do it at least once or twice just to experience it. We played them in everything else. Well, not Wasteland, but just to get it, just try it. Albrook always talks about it, so one
Yep.
of these seasons, I like it. The only
They-
problem is the fact that if you change your times, you just might not have the activity that you want. So that's something to consider.
I'm not exactly sure how many you bring when you're playing Polar, but yeah, 255 is like 785 in that regard. Like they come at 90.
Yeah, we ain't getting those kind of numbers. Even in our best times, we're not getting those kind of numbers.
Usually,
Somewhere around mid-50s. Mid-50s is where it peaks.
They come in numbers. Both of those nations.
Still be fun, though.
It is extremely fun. So it has been, at least.
I got to play 1070, and they play very aggressive. Really seeing just how strong of a nation they are. So, hope to play them again. I don't know if they're still in our time slot. Well, they were before. They just did it for a match or one or two. And went to a different one. Fun. They were right next to us to the left, and they were hitting our strongholds like nonstop.
it's fun.
Casey, we still ain't get a chance to hear you yet. Take a drink too.
I'm having fun in the chat. I'm trying to find more pictures. The man oh
Just-
god, this was my best one. If anyone remembers this.
I'm not drunk. Hell.
This is
I
not.
am British.
Someone just played it. Who played it? I heard the music.
I did.
Does anyone know who that is?
We can't speak his name.
That's the one that got zeroed and blamed Discord.
Cartman.
He got hit by lead god and he blamed Discord. It was Discord's fault, not mine.
So we had someone ask to speak. Why can't I see the name?
What happened to our friend? Where the hell did she go?
Who?
The one at the beginning. She disappeared.
Storm.
Storm?
She was down in the audience.
I think she got fed up of us. She got bullied and she left.
No, she was in the audience.
I offered her a C41, a maxed out C41, and she wanted to keep her C34. 34. I was like, okay then.
So what? We got Void coming up, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Who y'all
Oh,
playing?
I'm so fucking pissed off about the last head of state, man. Fucking, I was trying to play to get, you get rank 1. Like, you play three rounds, right? And I was at the top. Like, first one, second one. I was at the final one, and I was leading, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I went offline for like 2 hours, I think. I was busy. I came back, and this other fucking guy had scored something like 3 billion points. And I was like, how the fuck did you get 3 billion points? And I went to the nation to look at his city, and it was a shitty fucking city. And I was like, you're fucking cheating somehow. Because you're a fucking C39. How the fuck are you getting so much more points than me? And you're facing a nation that hardly fucking attacks. So I was like, I didn't know. I think it just fucking had a farm or some shit in that nation and just kept killing itself or something. I was so pissed off.
Maybe he had a bunch of weak cities. all
But I think
tied.
either I think a bunch of weak cities hit him, or I think he got hit and he got fucked. But he scored a lot of points. So that really pissed me off, because for me, usually when I play to win, like, you ain't beating me. I'm winning everything. And that time I was like, I'll play. And I was like, oh man, I actually fucking got smacked. I don't know how this guy beat me, but fucking C39 beat me. How the fuck did they do that? That hurt. Losing to a C41 would have been fine, but losing to a C39, I was like, that's not a good thing. But now I don't even bother, because it's not even worth it. It's not even worth the gold, it's not worth the speed. The skin don't even mean shit, to be honest. It's just bragging rights.
What always killed me is, like, these skins, I feel like they should allow you to, pick when you want to use them, instead of
Yeah.
automatically and giving you 10 days to have to hold it. Because
Yeah.
if I'm going to get a skin like that, I want to use it for, like, the next cave.
Yeah. Yeah, because the
So,
buff
always
that you get on it
love
is really good.
Yeah.
But I think the best buff is that it's that red one, isn't it? The one that looks like a transformer. I think that one gives you a good set of buffs that are quite good, but it's quite expensive to get that one.
You talking about the fleet skin one?
Yeah, you know the one with the red the red transformer looking thing.
Yeah, I think
That's the head of state buff.
No, it's one that you get on an event. You have to buy like up to like level God knows what to get it.
so. You get it. All right. So when it came out, it was in the Charm event, and you
Okay,
have to
that's
spend like $1,000 to.
yeah. That event was a dog shit. I don't know why people played that event.
It is. But if you look now, it's a lot cheaper because for the Charm event, you can get it out of that Medici thing.
Yeah, that's it. The Medici one you can get it for. Yeah, but dude, like anyone who plays this charm event and gives out hearts to people and people give it back to them, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously, bro. You're spending all that money for fucking what? Hearts that don't even boost your city. They don't give you anything. And I'm a spender. Like anyone who knows me, I fucking spend. I won't spend for that fucking that one and the fishing one. Oh my god, the fishing one pisses me off as well.
I don't get
It's
it.
I played it so many times, and I still can't get the elite fucking fishes. I get a 3-star fish. Where the fuck's the 5-star fish? Dude, like, have you seen it? When you go into the notes, right? What you've caught, and it says you can get like a 5-star fucking fish. Bro, I've played this since day one. I've never had a 5-star fish. Where the fuck is the 5-star fish?
I haven't played it in so long, I can't even tell you.
Yeah, and another one is the block event, the building block one. That's just more for buying the items rather than the fucking event. And I've just realized in the last couple of days they've got this new one who's it's okay, it's not too bad. You know the one where you got to do the puzzles, where you got to match the 3 tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't cost you that much. It's yeah, and the new one, the latest one now, which finishes in a day. That one's quite okay because it's quite, it keeps your mind, like sharp to get it done. So I quite like that one. But then fucking I'll sit there doing that one, and then by the time I finish, I've come out, and I was like, oh, where were you? Someone just SOS'd. I'm like, what the fuck, like? I was playing the game. I couldn't defend you because I was playing the game. I'm sorry.
They just need to make the rewards better in that game, but it's fun. I like it.
Here's a question. Do people still play tower defense? Not tower, the little zombie shit right at the bottom next to the wall. You know the one that you got to play every week. Every fucking week you got to play that game, and then you can just auto it for the week. Yeah.
Yeah, I play once.
Do you still play it? I don't even bother logging into that anymore. I just think, I ain't got the time, man. You got to do quite a few levels, right? And I'm just like, I ain't got the time for this shit.
I do it because if you look at it, they updated it since plane equipment came out, so I grabbed the plane equipment stuff.
Oh, you get paid? Oh, fuck, I didn't know. No, I might need to do it then. Fuck. I might need to do it then. So that's the one I don't play. Medici, I play ever since I beat the last boss. Like, I battered him, like, killed him dead. I was just like, not exciting anymore. I've killed him. What more joining do I need to do now? I play it up to the level where, you get the little 500 the uranium. The little chest that gives you the uranium when you get to level something. And then after that, I just speed through it. Yeah, then I just speed through it. Because you get free uranium, right? Were you going to say no to free uranium?
Yeah.
So, but a lot of these events are like, they become part of the dailies. It's just so tedious, man. Like, you have to do them. And it's like, I guess for the people who don't spend as much, they do it because obviously they need all those parts and stuff they get. But if you're busy and, you're just like, oh my God, I've got to do like 10 different fucking dailies. Like, seriously?
That's why you get a co-driver.
Oh, I had someone who used to play my game. I had a guy, when I left here for a year, I had a guy who used to play my city. And the agreement was I'll put in blue coins every week, but you have to do all my dailies and everything. He used to love it. He'd be like, free gaming, I don't have to pay for shit. I get blue coins. And for me, it was just like, yeah, someone's at least just, keeping my city up to date, right? And that worked really, really well. And then he left, and I was like, fuck, I lost my assistant. And that's what brought me back in the fucking game, because I came back and I was like, I'll do it for a little bit.
Yeah,
So are you gonna change your name so it doesn't say retired at some point? Because
Oh,
when it says
yeah,
retired, I have a hard
yeah,
time
I
taking
was,
it
and then I
seriously.
was meant to put it back to semi-retired, and I don't know. I barely log in. Like genuinely, like my gameplay is a WhatsApp message, come online, someone's dropped a shield, can you kill it? Okay, 5 fleets, done, finished. Then I just go off. That's it. And then I would just, play. I mostly play Void. I don't like. I'm old school. Like anyone who's like from the older nation, even there's newer nations, but most old school guys, like we just like playing Void.
But
We
you
don't
still
have
play.
no interest. Yeah, we don't have no interest in the other event. Yeah, Polar's fun when you got a team, but remember when you don't have a team, it's bullshit. Elite War, yeah, you barely get someone like, whatever. But Void is okay because you can kind of go solo yourself. Like obviously now I think twice before I go solo someone in another nation because I check the nation first before to see if they can fucking hit me or not. But I'm on like my BP's like 450 BP, like 450 million, whatever it is. So no one really hits me. So for me, I can just go port into someone's hive and just 5 fleet everything, whatever's open. But you gotta be smart. You don't go 5 fleet an alliance that that's gonna defend and fuck you up. You pick and choose. Frenzy is different. Frenzy, I'll just go 5 fleet everything. Don't care if they defend. 9 times out of 10, I end up winning anyways. So, but Void, no, you don't be dumb enough to go and do some shit like that, bro, because you'll end up losing all your troops. So yeah, like for Void's fun. You make people cry when you zero them because what happens if they really, really get butt hurt? They come to your nation with a fake city, and then they want to tell you off using the fake city. You bastard! You fucking zeroed me last fucking. And I'm like, what the hell? You went through the whole effort of playing that mini game to make a city to come and tell me that you hate me because I zeroed you. Because you can't make a fake city that quick anymore. It takes a while. I've tried going into another nation just because I wanted to go and see something, and it was telling me to play this stupid shooting game, and I was just like, man, I ain't got time for that shit.
Bro, I used to do so much troll shit, and I just stopped doing it ever since they had that weird. Like the game is fun, but as far as building cities, I don't want to do all that.
It's way too much work.
Yeah, but there are some people who are motivated, man. Some people are very motivated. They'll fucking make one every day.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
I think that's probably why they. I think that's probably why they did it, right? Because there was too many people trolling.
Yeah, I used to do Spy Cities, Frenzy. This was a little trick of mine. Haven't needed to use it in a long time, but in the newer nations, the hives are structured. Like the older nations.
Well, you just put a fake city when they move, you piss them off.
Yeah, so I know where they're gonna put the frenzy, the tower. So it's better to have their tower outside of the hive.
So you just put a city there so it doesn't go there.
Yeah,
Ends up going mouth.
Put it right there.
That's quite good.
And I do that every time, and the tower would go so far from where they really need to. And like, if they got like little holes in their hive, sometimes I'll be like, hey, I'll get some of my alliance friends and say, hey, let's all make cities, and I need you to put one here, 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 and about 10 seconds before the timer changes, just so they don't catch it. And I blow the whole up.
The one thing I used to do when I was trolling back in the days was, when you used to have Doom Monster and the mother of Whore with the 9 fucking arms, what's her name again? Mother of Doom? So whenever we used to, obviously, NC is full of junk, right? And obviously, you end up, banter and whatnot, right? I used to build, when Mother of Doom or Doom used to start, I used to build a fake city where everyone would be attacking, and I used to label that name something against whoever I was dissing on NC. So everyone who's doing that event was seeing it every time. And he used to drive the guy ape shit. He's a fucking bastard, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, there you go. I got you now, right? Because every player's going to have to see that. NC, most people might miss it. They might even block it. They might never see it, right? That one, you're seeing it for 10 attacks every time. But I miss the old days, man. You guys don't realize the old days when we used to be able to. So there used to be a trick that we used to do where we would put into the hive, right? Any space, and what usually would happen is I would put in a smaller city or a farm or something, right? And the moment before they attack, I used to put it out and then put my city in, and it used to hit my city. It doesn't do it anymore. So like you'd leave a city in there, right, with a couple of troops, and then you let them hit it. They attack it, they kill it, go back. Then some more troops left in there. They attack it again, but you let them do it. But you plant the bait where you get quite a few of them to hit it, because then I realize, shit, if we hit it again, we might die. So a lot of us just hit it, and they don't speed. They just go slowly, and that's when you like let them come, and you just put it out, and then you put your big city in there, and it used to let you hit. The game used to let the people hit you, so you just gobble them up, and if you need defense comes flying in. If you don't, you kill them yourself. It doesn't let you do that anymore. If you put a city, someone's attacking, and you put another one in that space, it doesn't attack it. It's so shit.
Wondered about that because Deadpool has done that to us. Deadpool.
It doesn't let you do it anymore. It used to. Another one it used to allow you to do was you could be outside of an alliance and just sit there, and the moment you get hit, join an alliance, and everyone just comes flying in.
Can't do that no more either?
Nope, doesn't let, because you can't change alliance. Once Frenzy starts or Void starts, you can't change. You can't go to another alliance, because we used to play traps like that before, back in the days, where when I used to be open and I used to get all the alliances to leave their alliances open, and whenever their alliance used to get hit, I would join that alliance and just speed in. So you can't do that anymore.
But what you should be able to do is, after the city is not in an alliance at all, and you can send them an invitation before Frenzy starts.
But then I think once you join, you can't come back out.
Yeah, you can't come back out, but you can
Yeah.
leave that as a bait city.
Yeah, you could, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
not in alliance, yeah. And then
The better way was when
Join
you're just
your
out
alliance.
open and you leave everyone open and you would just go around defending everyone. That used to be really, really good.
what I was thinking about before was leaving a fat resource city.
Oh
just
yeah.
An alliance. It's just sitting there, and when everybody's coming in to eat it up, you join the alliance, and everybody's just.
Do you know what the thing is? Void,
God.
no one, Void, it's too dangerous to farm now. Unless you're in like the newer nations, most of the, oldish, not old, like, 500, 600, whatever, no one farms resources anymore because it's too dangerous. Especially if you can't hide your fucking troops. And on top of that, you don't really need to farm a lot of resources. Like, come on, if you've been playing this game for long enough, you should have enough. People who don't have enough resources, I don't know how they don't have enough resources. Like, there's so many dead cities around the nation. Literally, you can gobble it all up.
Oh yeah.
Because the newer nations struggle because obviously they're new, right? And they got to build up. But, like, dude, my city's maxed. Like, I'm at, I think it caps at 4 billion or 4 million, whatever it is. 4 billion, right? Yeah, I'm capped. Like, I have not seen a day where it's not red. And if I use it to recruit and I hit someone, it's maxed again. So it's never. So when I'm basically going around killing people, and like in my nation, or let's say play Void, and I'm emptying people just to piss them off, all that resource I'm taking is going to waste. I'm not actually taking it for myself.
Yeah.
But if only you could share resources, that would help. Like, that would be good. Just share it to people.
Without the taxes. The taxes is what kills it.
Yeah, and they put it up as well. Now you've got to send a certain amount of troops or some shit or whatever. Because it doesn't let you just quickly do the dailies anymore. But like, they need to change up the game, man. This whole, send reinforcement to a city. Send assist to a city. Are you fucking shitting me? That's so old. Like, change it up.
You know the daily tasks I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, they need to upgrade. They did upgrade the zombies, I guess, to 30 what? You know the new one. What are the new ones? 40. What are they? Are they 40? Because we had, what was the highest we had before? 35. Sorry, yeah, we had 30, didn't we? And then 35. But they need to move the smaller ones and put more incentives to hit a monster. You know, like they got it to 35, but it's become boring again. And yeah, they put the achievement level up, didn't they, to 75 or something, right? If I remember correctly. The XP. Is it 75 now?
Yeah, they raised the commander level.
Yeah,
I
because
believe
I
it's
told you, I've been out of the game for so long, so I'm seeing new things, and I'm just like, ooh, they got a new one here. So, yeah, but once people max that, then it's what? You don't get anything else.
I didn't really care for the 75 for the commander level.
It doesn't really
happy
do
with-
much. It allows you in the tree, but the extra stuff you
Yeah.
get in the tree is actually stuff you don't really need, to be honest.
Exactly. I'm happy that they're finding more ways to give us merits. Because, like,
Yeah,
they
merits
have
is
so many-
good.
They have so many like higher commander, you know, whatever rank or whatever. That people don't have
What
even
do the
got
merits what do the merits actually get you though?
max bigger fleets.
Oh, sorry.
Do it
No,
really
sorry.
big.
You're right. You're right. Merits does. It's the one that puts your commander, like your, you know, if you're a general or whatever. I was thinking of reputation. Reputation points don't give you jack.
Oh, no,
That's just bragging rights.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
to be
kind
honest,
of-
it's a good way of looking at it to see who's active. Because people who
Exactly.
have higher reputation, you can kind of see who's active in your nation and who isn't. I think the other good one is the antiques. If you scout a city, you can see their antiques, and you can see who is leveling up and who isn't. So if you scout a city and you see that they haven't even got a single antique, you know that city is dead. So just kill it if it's got troops, because that player's not playing. Because you can get free antiques from just free, you know, the free little auctions you get every day. So that's a good way of kind of seeing who's dead and who's not without starting a war. Because if you scout them and they've got no antiques and you kill them, the other alliance, I guess, can't say, oh, you killed an Ayubian, well, they've got no antiques, so they're not doing jack. So I think that's one good point for people to know, is if you're trying to clean up your nation and you're worried about starting a civil war, scout cities, and if they don't have any antiques, then you're well within your right to kill it. But yeah, there's quite a lot, like, there's a lot of tips. Like, no one does TAs anymore. That girl was talking about TAs earlier. I was like, yeah, mate, no one does TAs anymore. Everything's all speed attacks now. You do a TA, you're setting yourself up to either get killed on defense or countered.
For a TA, it has to be like a frenzy that you're setting up. You're just actually
Yeah.
speaking to the other side and saying, "Hey, let's get this big battle going. You ping your guys, I ping my guys. You know, and we all TA the tower."
TA was nice
Yeah.
back in the days.
That's what I was about to say. You can TA the
TAs
towers,
were-
but that's about it.
Yeah, but TAs was amazing when we first started playing this game, bro. It wasn't about speeds. It was about TA. Time, set them out, kill them. Because at that time, speeds were expensive. So no one really wanted to use speeds. Like, it was really expensive back in the days.
They
So
still
everyone
are.
did TAs. Yeah, they still are, but it's a lot easier to get a lot now, you know, from events and weekly store and stuff like that, right? But before, it was hard to get them. You could only be able to get them in like, one of the days it would come out, and the only other place you could get it is that top right chest, which we all know is a bump. No one should ever buy anything from that bloody one unless, you know, you're buying antiques and stuff, but majority of the stuff in that one is ridiculously just stupid once you go past tier number 3 or something. So no one ever wanted to buy speed, so we used to do TA attacks, and TA attacks were fun, like really fun. But then this whole speed thing just took the fun out of it, because no one wants to do it anymore, because you do it, people will just defend and kill you, or they will just literally counter you.
in a nation, most players are they're doing TAs, so you're practicing and showing them how to do it. I feel like there's more strategy involved with the TA versus speeding.
Do you know how we used to learn TAs back in the days?
How's that?
So I know you guys, because I can see that all you guys are talking. You're quite newer nations. Apart from maybe Hogage, he may have had it. So you know the worms. So the worms, obviously, you can now kill them on your own. But back in the days, we couldn't. We could not kill a worm on our own. Dude, we had to get people to kill the worm. So we used to learn TAs on the worm and get our timing right. That's how we learned TAs. That's what it was for, to kind of train you on TAs, to make sure you get the timing right, etc., etc. Dude, we came from the era where we couldn't do ruins on our own. We had to set a time. You know how you guys set like Elite War times? You know, oh, we're gonna have it. We used to set like with the 3 strongest players or the 2 strongest players, what time they would set the ruins rally so people can join. And sometimes you'd have an alliance where they only have the 1 strong player, right? So to get the 10 waves, everyone would fight to get into the ruins because you could only join, like only 10 people could join, right? Depending on how big that guy's rally size was. So we always used to like fight to get into that ruins rally so we can get the 10 waves to get the rewards. That was like...
You do that. Look, you do that like when you're starting a nation as well because you're not strong
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, in the beginning you do, but what I'm saying is, do you understand the point? Like where you used to be like, fuck that shit. as soon as that alert comes in, I'm going on. I'm not letting anyone else get in those rewards. And then obviously you could send like 1 zombie, 2 zombie to make space for people, you know, if you know how to do it. But
Exactly.
you know, but then the bigger guy ends up getting more heals in it, so he gets a bit annoyed. Why am I doing all the heals for? So you then be like, okay, we send a little bit more.
I did
I
experience.
built in 1132, and we set 4 different times. So I would do reset, or the baby would do reset, and I would do, you know.
Yeah, you'd have players from different regions who do it, right? That would work. Yeah, of course. But when you don't have, you know, when you have that 1 or 2 big players who get the 10, and everyone else then does it, has to get settle with like 7 or 8. They're not really happy about it. Why do we have to settle with it? But you know, when you're grinding in the beginning, it's all about getting all the boxes right. Once you get to the point where you don't really need someone else, you know, you could just go open your own boxes yourself. But the beginning part is like the exciting and the fun part. Well, that's what I think it was. Up to 30 is fun. Once
Yeah, but
uranium comes in and you unlock
nowadays,
that.
but nowadays is like it's different than it was back in the day. Like back in the day, before you got to C30, it would take you a lot. Nowadays, in the newer nations, you see nations with like what 2 weeks old, and they already
they're
have
30 already.
C30s. So
But you've got to bear in mind, they don't get the uranium mine open until a certain number of people in that nation have that level. So if you are someone who is in a nation and you think, oh, I'm going to speed myself up and I'm going to get the uranium. No, you have to wait for the others to catch up. There's a certain amount of people in your nation that need to be 30 before you can open the uranium mine.
That's right.
yeah,
Just so you know. So I've had people going, oh, go, I'm fucking thing, and I've been waiting for it. I said, who else is 30? No one else. I said, well, maybe you might need to dip into your wallet and give them some coins so you can actually get uranium.
like. But
So
if you look at the 1200s and stuff like that, you'll see that is not just 1 or 2. There are quite a bit of people getting up getting up to 30 in the first like what 2-3 weeks.
Even past 30. Now, if you go into the store, every day there's a uranium pack in the store. $1.99, $2.99, $4.99, whatever it is. Uranium is a lot easier to get. It's not as hard as before. And we all know, as much as, you know, Woody comes on the podcast and says, oh, I can't comment, or whatever, right? But we all know why it's being made easily available, because they want people to catch up. Because if they go on drop 44, and all those people are way behind because of uranium, most will quit. So there's a reason behind why it's freely available, and I think it was Holbrook who I had a conversation with, and he was saying, look, there's a reason why it's available so easily, because they're wanting people to catch up. When did you see packs for $2.99 for Uranium, $1.99? Mate, those packs never used to exist. So I think 44 is going to come at some point this year. I think it will come at some point this year. And they're all releasing all the friggin' offices and everything first, because trying to get as much as they can now, and then when they drop 44, no one's not going to want to try and get 44. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's going to, if you're 41, you're going to aim. But if you drop 41, 44, and then the officers, more people are going to be focused on trying to get the 44, and then it just stretches them too much. The game's already stretched as it is. There's too many things, but they're playing it smart. And I think another reason why they dropped the golden officers, the antique officers, is all down to Timu. So that officer thing wasn't meant to come out until later. But then Timu came out, and obviously everyone started moving to Timu. So they were like, fuck, we have to do something. So they're like, we're going to have to release something new. So they released that because that wasn't embedded in the coding that was taken to make Timu. Because if you go into Timu don't have that. Timu don't have the dancing dog. But no one gives a shit about the dancing dog. But Timu don't have, and a lot of people have been playing Timu. I know a lot of people who sold their cities, like, for cheap, because they wanted to go to play Timu. And now they're like, fuck, I just sold my city for cheap, and it's like,
That's stupid.
yeah, Timu's fun, but when you don't get the new shit, what happens then?
Or when the game gets taken down.
Oh yeah, at some point it'll get taken out. So that dude who do it, he's smart. You know, he's racking in money. Because he took some source code or whatever coding right from previously. But now people are caught on. But, you know, they've spent a lot. Even though it's cheap and they're getting blue coins and this and that, right? Everyone's thinking, oh, we're getting freebies and this. Which is good, don't get me wrong. But that guy that you're paying to give you all that, how many players? They got like 7 nations now, 8 nations. How much do you think that dude made? And he's laughing to the bank. Yeah, he's probably got enough for a boat of his own. Probably call it "fuck you, camel."
Hey, we have Woody. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What up?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out my speaker so far. I can barely hear shit.
Yeah, we're waiting. Go on. What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Woody.
Speaker.
Hey, I think we were talking about the olden days, Woody. How the game was so much more fun when we had to do TAs and kill worms together and fight for ruins to try and get 10 waves, because not all of us could get 10 waves.
Yeah, I did experience that TA part, but for a very, very short time. Because even in 1093, people were quite quick to get to C30. And then, as I was learning the game, I started watching and joining Woody's podcasts. So I got all Woody's bad habits. So now I can't do an attack without any speeds. It's not happening. Like when someone say, "Oh, slow walk there," I'm like, speed, 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 speed.
Are you a LR player?
Sorry?
Are you a long range player or mid range?
At the moment, mid-range.
Oh, okay. So then you may have not experienced, or you may not know what 1198 means.
Oh, I
Woody,
do.
You know what?
Before
Woody, you know what 1198 is?
I do.
I know what 1198 is. It's garbage.
But
Yes.
it wasn't back in the days.
The 1198 formation, that's still used on what is that? Doom's Iron Grip? Or I'm sorry,
Is
the
it?
daily zombie. The daily zombie.
I'm pretty sure it's changed now, right? Or is it still being used?
No, you use
Daily
it on
zombie.
use it on the
The
elite
daily
zombie.
zombie. Yeah, that's
Isn't it
one.
Well,
Deployed.
I'm MR now, aren't I? So I just send
gunners. That's it.
I was killing cities with it.
Dude, 1198 was the best formation for TA attacks back in the days. It was the amazing formation.
You
Oh
want to
yeah,
use that
yeah,
until
definitely.
like
Yeah.
C20, maybe C22, and then you stop
20
using it.
tanks.
No, 26. C26 used up to C26. And
Yeah,
then after
yeah,
20,
C26.
but that
After
was
that.
like because you send 50 people with 1198, and you other like when you used to face nations who didn't know about it, and they couldn't figure out what the fuck, how are these guys beating us? They're only sending like a couple at the front, and like one there, and then it caught on. But like if you knew at the time, and you was beating everyone. So that was good times. But like I said, the games evolved so much. Woody was talking about how I left for a year and I just came back to a shitstorm of fucking stuff I cannot keep up with. And then they released freaking Mrs.
I see
Bouncy.
you staying in that
Ball.
nation. You got to be moved to a different nation at some point.
I probably will. I think for me, the reason why I don't move is I just can't bring myself to move in, just because.
I know why.
Why?
You don't want to start the fuck over.
No, I wouldn't need to. Honestly, bro, I'll be honest with you. The amount of cities I get offered, maxed, and I don't even need to pay for it, like free. That like you can have it for free go.
So you got to think about it like that. So if you're gonna move to a nation, if they got a max city ready for you, right? So you got to think about two things. You're gonna go join a nation that's super strong, where they can be all active and compatible to any kind of event that they choose to be their main activity, or you go into a somewhat newer nations and hope to God that they become active and they fight the way we used to fight. Those are literally the two reasons of.
We actually covered this a little while ago when he wasn't here. So the second option would never happen with me because I just don't have the patience. I'll then just end up killing my own people. That will piss me off. I'll leave the lines and I'll burn all of them. So that's definitely not going to work. The first option, yes. But we spoke about this, how if you inherit a city, not me, but let's say someone who inherits a city, right? You have to keep it up. Vegas was the perfect example. He didn't do nothing for a year. He got fucked up. He got killed within seconds. So again, like, if you have a good city and you are someone who's not like the previous guy and not even doing half the things the previous guy done, you're gonna fall behind. Yeah, it's fun for you for the first couple of weeks or the months because you're burning people, la la la, ha ha, they can't do shit to you, right? But give it 6 months, someone will come and fuck you up because at the end of the day, you're gonna fall behind. And I think for me, everyone knows me, I'm a spender, dude. I will go and play with people. I think for me, it's going into another nation, taking on that burden of that guy who has that maxed out city, and then you're that new guy now that needs to kind of, be on it. Time's another thing. I don't have as much time as I used to play before. And there's so many fucking events. Like, there's events during work time now for me, and I can't even play them. So, like, I can't remember the last time I bloody played that new one. That's like Elite War. What's it called?
The Wasteland, the Gayland.
Yes. Yeah, dude. I can't remember the last time I was able to log in because it's fucking during work time. I can't get in.
Listen, bro. You're not missing anything. Like, it is fun when you have competition, but when it comes to the matchup, don't match up like a number 1 ranked fucking powerful nation with like a ranked 4 in like.
Oh, so there's no like system then.
Yeah, like it's like you feel bad for the people stuck in their fucking city, and then you, on the other hand, you're just fucking bored. You know how many times
I did play it once recently, and I made it right across to the other side, and
exactly.
that side couldn't come back out anymore because I was in one of the towers. Yeah,
9 times out of 10, that's what happens. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me ask you something. You know how boring it is? To put it this way. I've done wastelands like that over and over and over again to the point where they're trapped in there and I just log out. I delete the video.
Wasn't it supposed to be like an upgrade of Elite War to make it fun?
It's supposed to be, but their fucking matchmaking sucks.
So that's what they fucked up basically then.
Why would they now? If they put two different, let's say that they put two different alliances from two different nations on one team, and then the other team has two different alliances. We'll just say a number 1 ranked and number 4 ranked, and they played together. I think that would have been more engineered, better to benefit that event, and I think people would actually spend heavy on that one.
But it's like that event that they made and they took away. Do you remember a good couple of months? I can't remember. how long it was.
Yeah.
Look at
You're
that
talking
numbers.
about ancient.
Yeah,
whatever you
remember they
call
got
it.
something and then they removed it, and we got
Yeah,
super
ancient
pumped about
wasteland.
it. Yeah.
It was like ancient wasteland, and they removed it because too many people cried about it.
Well, people are crying about fucking Wasteland now.
We can't beat Ronaldo. Did you fucking talk to 8 different nations and team up on him? I mean, fuck. You think Ronaldo can take 8 fucking top alliance at once while he's tied up at a fucking monster? Hell no.
Yeah, I think the
That
game. I
motherfucker
think
hero.
you had a little a podcast I missed a little while ago. I can't remember how many weeks ago. It was about discussing how they can make the game better. What did you guys discuss then? Did you know? Like, can you summarize?
We discussed quite a bit. I know that Camel did bring that video into their monthly meeting. Whatever they do with it, I don't know. But usually when Camel hears something that they have an idea that they like, it takes about a year before they put it in effect. Because they got to do all the rendering, they got to do all the coding and all that stuff to actually make it real.
So who the fuck
So,
even this
like,
idea
if
about
someone
these
has-
golden troops?
I don't know, but they're pretty gay. have you looked at them?
No, they
Look
well,
at
the
them,
gold,
they look like some.
yeah, they look gay, but to be
They look
honest,
like
they're
someone
good.
fucking
They're,
took a shit on 'em.
but they're a good bang for your buck though, because they actually give you the biggest boost.
No. The antiques do, not the
That's the
fucking
one I'm talking-
troop. Not
Yeah,
them. Not
No, I'm talking about the antiques, but
the
the
antiques
color.
do, but not.
But when
like-
you get to a golden troop like level 10, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, what they should have done, it gave it additional skills for that.
Oh, you don't get
now
anything
those people
additional. You
have
just get
gold.
golden. It just
No.
looks gold. That's it.
No, you just get it. Yeah, you get fucking troops that are gold that look all like they got fog on it. They look like they roll around and shit, and they look smaller. I mean, if I was at that point, if I was a spender at that magnitude that were doing level 10, I would expect or want some kind of skills behind it. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much for telling
kind
me
of
that.
like,
Do you know what is it? Do you know what I've been doing? I've been leaving all mine at 6
But-
and then going slowly.
We'll go slowly, but I will say the antiques is a huge bump in power. It's insane power from the antiques. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that they should have included some kind of skills with the golden things, like some kind of reward, like trophy that you made it kind of deal.
Well, the
Not know,
trophies
hey,
you got
here's a
gold,
different
right?
fucking skin. You ain't get nothing with it.
Yeah, but it's
What?
skin. Like some people play for skins. I guess it's an achievement of having the fucking skin that they're gold, right?
People play for. Yeah, right, but people play for skins because of the buff. If there's not a buff behind it, they don't want it. They're not gonna fucking dump $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 with no buff behind it. Like that's gay. Like happy.
So they released the gold ones, and then I think 4 weeks later they released bouncy tits,
The what?
right? The new one with the fucking the hooker.
The
hooker
new
they
officer. You,
Oh, the titty.
he
Yeah,
means the
hooker.
new
She's not an
officer.
officer. I don't call. She's not an officer. She's a hooker. They should have just put new hooker on your side.
Oh, the hooker. The hooker. You said hookah. Hookah. I'm thinking like
Hooker,
a
the hoe.
song with it.
The hoe, the
Hooker.
fucking Hooters girl, whoever you want to call her.
Yeah, they did that. But if you also, if you look back from last year compared to this year, of how fast Camo released stuff, we are still like 2 releases behind what they did last year. So I know
Really?
that sounds weird because they are releasing things, but we're still
Dude,
like,
I was out for
yeah,
a whole year.
if you look
Came
at
back
that-
to a fucking like 10 different upgrades.
well, last year was crazy, bro. Like you think it's bad just this year? Last year was.
But
fucking
this
horrible.
year, I'm
Last year
seeing
they
this-
were they were dropping things every week.
Yeah, but this year there's
Last
like,
year they were dropping things every week.
but this year there's an event every fucking day. Every day there's
Choose
like,
which one you
I
wanna
mean,
go to.
there's- yeah, like there's three spending events a day. you know, all these
Pick and
teams.
choose which one you're gonna do, man. I mean,
Yeah, but I know these guys are trying to make money, bro.
the one you should be well, here's the thing, dude. The ones you should be focused on is your team, the team events. Because without your team, your nation dies, your alliance dies. So if you're going to do these solo individual events without doing the team events, kiss your nation goodbye. Kiss your alliance goodbye. Like,
So what
this
are
is
the
one of the reasons
popular
why I left M36. What?
What are the popular ones?
What's that?
Polar's one. I know Polar's one, right? Everyone plays Polar. What else?
War.
Polar's one, Elite War. I want to say Wasteland, but Wasteland's gay. I can't really say Void anymore because no one fights. Everyone's too scared to lose their damn troops. And I mean
Yeah.
everyone.
Woody, you gotta go to the newer nations if you want to have a fun Void. The older nations is kind of dead.
So you're saying Polar,
And that-
Elite was
and
Elite
that's
was,
what I-
always, Elite was always been there though. So essentially, it's Polar and
Yeah, Elite,
Frenzy. Because everyone plays Frenzy, no one plays Void. You
not
don't
even
know that.
Frenzy, dude. People are
Yeah, I know. People also.
No,
but
they
what-
don't.
that's-
No, they
what
don't, dude.
re-
No,
what
they don't. They're
really,
scared.
yeah, I know. What really gets on my nerves, the maximum that you can piss me off, is when you're playing Frenzy and you bubble and you don't even come out on the last 1 hour or 2 hours. Bro, you're losing. You're dead. Your nation's lost. Have some fun. And you still don't come out.
It's not. It's not. Dude, that's not even happening now. That's not even happening anymore. Like people are not taking Frenzy as a learning experience, a learning curve. People should understand that Frenzy was meant for you to experience what your alliance can do, what your nation can do, test it out. Who cares
take
if
it to
you win
Void.
or lose? It's not that big of a deal. It's not recorded as Void is anymore. Yeah, it's not recorded. We thought it was recorded, but if you look at the percentages, it only shows voids. It doesn't show frenzy. So your war ratio is only counted for voids, not frenzy. So why are you not taking the opportunity to be able to win or lose, to get 60 people, 80 people online, try to zero out a monster? Because void, void does not. You don't get your troops back. Like,
Yeah, but then I think they want to throw it into. They want to
you get the
throw it
wrong
into.
person.
But they want
You
to
feel
throw it
it
into
protect
head
the
of
flag.
states, right? Sorry, they threw it into head of states, and now it's like, if we don't win that frenzy, we could
Yeah, fuck
essentially lose head of state.
Fuck out of state.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Forget head of state, guys. Like it's I mean, it's no. I mean, head of state was kind of like when it first came out. It was kind of like, okay, cool. You know, that's fine. We get this cool title or this cool gift, whatever. But now it's at the point where it just sucks. Like if they put those cooldown bubbles like Camel said they're going to, it's going to change it. Like people say, well, people are just not going to bubble or unbubble. Yeah, that's true. People might not unbubble, but there's going to be that one alliance decides to send 20, 30 people in there, and those 20, 30 people are now unbubble for a half hour. Like either hide your troops or jump around,
Yeah.
jump up, get down. You know.
I think the one thing that would have made it better is what we discussed. Again, it was a long time ago. You know how we was talking about when you port to the other nation or when one of these events start, you have like a time limited bubble, or you get a certain amount you can only use during the event, like like a 8 hour, and then you have to come back.
Well,
and
they already did that. They
did?
already did that, but they didn't cap it. So they gave everyone what 5, 8 hours. Yeah, 5, 8 hour bubbles.
That's in nations
That's
though.
allowed. The issue is they haven't capped it to where that's all you can use. Right, but I'm just saying, like they didn't cap it to where that's all you can use and that's it. You got to think about it like this. Like you think about the farmers. That's what I think Camo is. The way we think compared to the way Chinese think are two different ways that we think. So most people think about like, oh, well, I just want to burn them, versus Camo just wants people to log on. Think of the way an app works in the market. The more people that log on, more people that download it, the more traffic the higher it's on the list. The less people logs in, less people downloads it. You know, and just like Walmart, if no one's buying it, they're taking it off the shelf.
That's counterproductive because again,
You know
like
what
for
I mean?
example,
Like this is a 8-year-old game, so it's no longer new.
yeah, but I think the idea is you got to understand. For example, like if you got Frenzy, right, or Void, and someone puts a 1-day shield
Counterproductive or
on.
not,
No, but what I'm saying is, if you put 1-day shield on and you're logging the whole day, no one's logged in. But you put a time limit shield on, you have to log in that day at least.
right? But they're still playing the next day.
Yeah.
But they're still But they're still playing the next day, right?
Yeah.
Versus
I
someone
think-
that gets zeroed out, they might not no longer play anymore.
I think this game
There's a
is
good
always been about
80% chance that
fucking-
someone gets zeroed out, they retire. That's their way out. And
Yeah, but
for
Frenzy, you don't. Yeah, but
company,
Frenzy,
for a
you don't
company, you
get.
gotta think
yeah, but
about
Frenzy, you don't
if
retire.
that's their way out, then they just lost.
But Frenzy.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question.
Oh, I get that.
You got
I get that, and I don't got an excuse for Frenzy other than people are pussies. Other than people are pussies. That's my answer.
Hey, Woody, let me ask you guys a question. You guys remember what it was like to play KE when you were like a C30, C28, C26, C whatever, right? You guys remember why we played KE so much? Because it didn't cost a lot of money to heal those troops. It didn't cost a lot of time to recruit those troops. Till Camel fixes that, KE's dead forever. It's never coming back until Camel realizes to drop the price that it costs to heal troops or recruit troops. KE is done fucking forever. It's never coming back ever. Doesn't matter if you do
we used to play KE. Bro, we used to play KE where we don't care if we had one fleet left at the end of the event. We just wanted that blue box that says Void Warrior or whatever it is, right? That's all we used to play for. So yeah, you're right. Until they do, cap or give more, resources or speeds or whatever, right? But they can. But the thing is, even if they did, people still won't play.
I think they would. Because
Nah.
when I first started playing, and I thought about being zero. Because, you hear about the KE and you hear that you're going to lose troops, you can lose troops and all that shit. And what it takes to recruit those troops back, it's like, it takes like a month. So what
But
are
is
you
it no
doing
way
in
they
the
give you the
meantime?
potion though?
Playing the event. The potion? Man, fuck that potion. I never.
Guys, real quick before I gotta head.
Yeah.
Guys, real quick before I gotta go head back into work. I want to say hello, Darkness. Hello, Grim. Tell Grim I said what's up, buddy. Call me, but I gotta head back to work.
See you later. And I see someone's trying to troll me. Someone's trying to troll me in the chat. I thought he died ages ago. Why is he back? Thanks. Retired doesn't mean... No, sorry, halfway retired. Listen, retired doesn't mean I'm dead. Still alive.
I did that void potion one time, but I was like, what's the point?
That hurt.
'Cause
I guess that hurt.
I'll get the troops back for free, the same troops that I lost. A big
Dude,
deal.
you look at how much the void potion costs and you're like, you fuck it, let them die. No one's covering that shit.
Bro, my dude in 1126 used to get the void potion every single time and then heal all his troops. All that money wasted on it. I was like, you're nuts. You're crazy.
I say, if you play void and they're meant to die, they're meant to die. Unless you get hit really, really badly, I guess that's when you'd use it. But then Woody, he came up with a good trick. Every void, just take the free one, don't use it, build it up. So it counts. So it counts like a SOS. So when you do get fucked one day, you just use that whole bunch.
Yeah, I collect it every time, but I never use it.
Yeah, that's the smart way to do it. It's like when you play a KE event, yeah, SOS is there as a backup. But then the other one, the one that, you activate and it gives you back troops or you less die. What's it, the Alexandria skill or something?
Yeah.
That, I always say to people, use it as a backup. If you don't have SOS, always have that there. Because if you get trapped, you press that one, you switch to Brave Star, you can save quite a lot of troops. But what do people do? No, I'm going to play for an hour, I'm going to activate, and I'm going to go on a killing spree. What fucking killing spree? You find like 1 or 2 targets, and then everyone's bubbled. So why are you activating it for?
That makes
So,
sense. But
do you
I
understand?
still feel. Look, what I told Woody, in, we did a podcast for when, we do like, I guess some kind of meeting, like a monthly meeting. That's what you know. So what I had said is we need to have like quick option to switching officers, like just preset officers like Brave Star. Brave Star swaps with say like Saki right there on the map. So while you're in a battle and you need to flip them, you can just press it and it flips real quick. So I don't want to
Yeah,
go back into my city and go to the officer screen and all that. It just kills time. So if you
yeah,
can hit the
true.
Alexandria breakthrough right there on the screen, and then the quick swap for the officer right there on the screen, it makes gameplay so much more. Um, what's a way to put it? It flows better.
I think the debuff one as well. When you've got when you only got to debuff someone with Kingsley and
Uh, That's
Stormbreaker.
also what I was saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
fucking sucks,
exactly.
bruv. The
So
fastest way to
Kings,
do it is obviously you have it activated, go back, choose the other one, and then you could do it quickly. Because if it's already activated and you select the city that you're attacking, you debuff them, and then you select the next one and you debuff them. So you don't necessarily have to go in. But the crappy part of it is once you have it activated, you have to sit there waiting. If you click on a city and you press cancel because you're doing something else, you have to go back and do the whole damn thing again. And with how fast the game is, you're never going to debuff someone with both and be able to hit them by the time they bubble.
exactly. So
And I think
only time you
from
really,
what I know, the buffs don't work if you attack and then buff. You have to debuff before you attack. Is that right?
yes, yeah, right.
Yeah. So there
So
you go. You can't. I see so many people still to this day attack and then debuff, and I'm like, you just wasted your debuff because it's not doing anything.
yeah.
But they think
I,
it actually works while they're in battle.
I only use one. I use the Stormbow. So, but I'll do it like a second before I attack. So I'm watching your city while you're in the bubble and waiting for you to attack. So I usually want to attack where you're attacking. So
No, but do you
I'll
know
sit
that?
there
Do you
with
know?
it,
But
waiting.
do you know? If you're doing that and you're waiting, then why don't you just the one that you're stalking? What you do? You might know this already, but I'm just gonna. Others don't know. So if you're stalking and you're only able to use Stormbow, what you do is this: you go in, you change to Kingsley, you come out, you find that city again, you hit the debuff for Kingsley, but you don't debuff the city, right? Then you go back into the city, switch back to Stormbow, right? Come back out, find that city, and just wait. Because now your Kingsley is already active. So when he drops that shield, press Kingsley's, and it'll come up with the purple on the left, and it will say, do you want to debuff or do you want to cancel? You press it, it debuffs him, then you select the Stormbow, debuff him, then go. That takes literally 3 seconds to do. So that's how you could do it. So if you're stalking, just have it active, and then go
I
back
don't like
in, change it.
telegraphing. I don't like
Sorry?
telegraphing. So I don't like telegraphing that I'm about to hit you. Like that usually
But,
works
but, they, but,
for
they, but they won't know. How would they know?
they see it sometimes and then they bubble up and they don't play for the rest of KE.
Yeah, but then if you hit them with
That's the
Stormbow,
same
they'll
with
see it as well. But if you hit them with
No, but
Stormbow, they'll see it.
I'm doing the Stormbow 1 second before I attack. So, I put on the Stormbow and I'm already hitting attack and then I'm flying in. Like you're not gonna see that quick enough.
Yeah,
if-
1 second. But what I'm saying is, if you know you got 2-3 seconds, that method works. Because you're not advertising. So what I know what you're saying is, you hit Kingsley's one, then you gotta go in and change. But by the time you've done that, they've already seen Kingsley before you've debuffed with Stormbow, right? What I'm saying
just
is,
more time.
you activate Kingsley beforehand. Then when you switch the officer, back to Stormbow, your Kingsley one is still active. If you hover over the city and you click the city, you will see the Kingsley is still active, but you still got Stormbow as well. And one good way of doing it is have your Kingsley and your Stormbow either to the far left or the far right, both of them, because that makes switching easier as well. Do you see what I mean? If you're right-handed or left-handed. So, yes, you still need 3 seconds to do it, but what I'm saying is if that person's attacking, obviously they can't shield for shit. So, if you do Kingsley, Stormbow, and go, by the time they've retreated and recalled and shield, you'd get them. But that's only the situation it would work. If it's someone who's very, very quick with their fingers, then yeah, of course, the moment you put Kingsley, you're not going to have more than 1 second. They're going to shield. So that method works, but not with everyone. But I get what you're saying. Stormbow is probably the better one to use than the other one.
Yeah. If I have to choose, I'm choosing Stormbow just because I
But
don't have to
that's-
switch officers.
I think they should just change it to where you can just debuff someone with fucking one button. Debuff both.
Exactly. It's crazy. Like it's on an officer that you're using for defense, but you're using it for your offense. So it blows my mind. If anything, they should swap, these breakthroughs around. Maybe the Alexandria.
Yeah,
one,
but the only reason why they gave it to him is to make him relevant. It's just that it's a douchebag officer. Obviously, one person would never say he's not a douchebag, but he's a douchebag himself. But, that's the only reason that officer had it. It's just because it was an irrelevant officer. It's the
They
shit
killed him
dumbest-
anyways because he's not even in the daily store. So they made him irrelevant.
yeah, he's useless, bro. The only thing is good for his defense, but if you're a defense player, then you're a pussy. Play Fatal.
Yeah. Wow.
So there's a
Mine's
lot
a-
in the. I
mine
think
was
there's a lot in the game they need to update, like because it's just geared towards the old way of playing. So it does need those updates, and that's what they should be doing. Not fucking bringing new shit out all the time. Update all the broken things. Do you understand? Like then people will be able to enjoy it more, I guess. But we all know what Camel's like. They don't care about enjoyment. They just care about how many more yachts and boats and planes they can buy next year or this year.
I actually got kind of pissed off with the new officer coming out because I was like, damn, we just got something new. Kill.
Oh man, I got annoyed because I came after a year, right? So I've been out here for about a good couple of weeks now, and I had like a mountain of XP stacked.
Yeah.
And obviously, I saw some officers that had not been, the 5-star skills. What are they called? What's the word for them? Legendary skills?
No.
Cross-nation skills, or whatever they're called, right?
Unworldly?
Unworldly. Yeah, unworldly, sorry, yeah. So obviously, I saw a couple that weren't upgraded because obviously someone was playing for me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is these not being put to level 30? So I went through them, and I was like, okay, I'll make this one level 30. And it was skills that I didn't really need. I was just like,
Yeah.
make that one level 30. Yeah, make that one level 30, right? So I did it. The next day, that stupid balloon bitch comes out, and I'm just like, you shitting me? I gotta make a 55 now. Why, man? So I was like, oh, I'm stuck on 30 at the moment. So I was just like, ugh. So that really peed me off. I was like, man, I could have made a 55 straight away, and I just wasted it on stupidness. So yeah, so that hurt. And then the XP, the blue XP stuff, I used all that as well on a farm skill. And I was like, why? Because I didn't expect something new to come out, right? I was thinking, well, they just released something new, not gonna come out for a while. I'll build it back up, within a couple of weeks. Little did I know she was coming out.
Yeah, it caught me off guard. I was
And then I don't
Not-
think
not
I
good
don't
as
think
that,
she
though.
is she in the elite envelopes here or she's not.
He can't do it. He can't do it directly, but Woody has been hinting at a new officer coming up soon. I guess he just did.
Yeah, but that's if you follow Woody, right? When you don't watch his podcast for a while, you don't kind of get that heads up. because obviously, usually when he's on there, I'm there, right? But I've not been on his podcast for a long time.
What's the rate they're dropping at? Every 4 months? 6 months? What is it?
Sounds like one every 2 months.
When did K drop? Because I'm expecting 3 more machinists.
Oh yeah,
Because
Kay was that little midget bitch in that little robot as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That kid. Well, I don't know if it's a kid, but it looks like a kid.
I think they're going to
Yeah.
drop 3 more machinists before
But
they're
what
done
do you-
with those officers.
What you think machinists are going to come out more? I think the machinists 3, right? War
Yeah.
officers
Yeah.
are 6.
6.
Then the other ones are 6. I think
Yeah,
they'll
I think
probably.
they'll be
I think they'll drop a director soon, and replace Morgan. Morgan is useless. Absolutely useless. Only thing Morgan's good for is the fleet size. That's it.
You mean the strategy?
Yeah. There's only 2 strategies, right? You can only use. Why would they not drop a third
Yes.
one? Because that's the only thing that's going to allow you to buff up. I know they've given you the buffs for bigger fleet sizes and you can kill the monsters now. But if you look at it, Morgan, the only thing Morgan has going for him is the fleet size. No one uses Morgan for anything else.
Yeah.
So if they're going to release something, they'll probably be there. Because that's the only one that's 2 as well. Everything else is 3, right? Directors, I guess they might release one, but what would they release for a director? What, more friggin' resources?
Yeah, they're not touching that.
Yeah,
But I'm telling you,
so
it's gonna be 3 more machinists. Watch. And you're gonna see.
you don't
you're gonna see
think
the
they're
Max
gonna get a war?
Cities.
You don't think they're gonna release another war officer or anything like that?
Nah, I don't think so. I think 6 will be the cap for that.
Maybe.
6 machinists, and then you're gonna see the Max Cities hitting 3,000 melee HP. You know, somewhere around 2,800 attack.
Oh, dude, I'm getting bullied
Right.
in uranium recently. It hurts. It's upsetting. People bully me. I used to be the bully in uranium. Now I get people hitting me in uranium and kicking me out. I'm like, when did it come to this? I'm the one that gets kicked out. We're in the uranium at the moment with Nation 30. But they're quite nice. They don't kick. They just plunder, which is okay. I don't mind, because I don't log in for like good, 23 hours. So
Yeah.
they plunder. But there's this one lady. She is so annoying. Everyone knows her. It's Crystal. She kicks me out. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why I've done to upset her. Clearly, it wasn't me. It was the guy. It was the guy before me, because he had a different name. And then I came back and she kicked me a couple of times, and then she realized it was me, because me and her were okay. So she stopped kicking me. But dude, in the beginning when I came, I was like, why is this woman so angry with me? Like every friggin' 4 hours, she's kicking me. What did I do?
She's doesn't she have that? She's the Asian chick, right?
Yeah, she's the lady who left and then came back again.
Yeah.
But dude, like, man, she's kicking me every 4 hours, and I'm just like, what have I done to upset you? Like, seriously, let me just farm in peace. First
Well-
time ever I'm being a farmer. Leave
Welcome
me
to
alone.
my life.
So, yeah, so, when you don't experience that for a long time and then it happens to you, you're like, hey, I'm like everyone else.
It's rough getting kicked out 4 hours.
Oh man, yeah, like uranium wars used to suck. Like when you wasn't the top dog, you had someone who younger than you. You knew if you don't go and refresh it, he's coming and kicking you out when you're sleeping or something, and it
Right.
hurt. When they kick you, and the one that hurts the most is when they kick you because they know you've just about fallen asleep and you're sleeping for a good 6-8 hours, right? So that 6-8 hours of uranium not bought, I'm like, every time they kick me, why not kick me just before I go to bed? Because I check my phone before I go to sleep, and I'm like, I got kicked. I'll go into a new one, yeah? No, it's always when you fall asleep and they kick you, and you're like, man, I've just lost out on 6 hours of uranium.
Yep. And it's so crazy because I wake up in the middle of the night, get on the game, just to check my uranium, just to make sure I was.
Oh,
I'm like,
man, no. I remember
No.
back in the days when it used to be get up at 5 in the morning to play Elite War. I'm like, F you lot. I'm not waiting to play Elite War at 5 in the morning. You're not nuts. I used to do it though. Because if it was an important one, I used to do it, right? Because then people would be like, oh, you're letting us down. But I'm like, mate, I don't think so. I don't care if you don't get your merits.
That's another reason why you let somebody play your city.
Yeah, well, having 2 time zones, it helps, right? So it did help, when you have someone else in another time zone who does log in for you and stuff. Most of the time, most of my messages are, can you just send a fleet to my city, please? We're doing a trap. I'm like, when? They're like, in 8 hours' time. I'm like, why are you telling me now? They're like, because we know if we don't tell you now, we're not going to get a hold of you in like 8 hours. I'm like, all right. So I'll just go, I'll log it in. And I don't send it slowly because then the guys, because I'm living in someone else's hive at the moment. Bro, I'm right next to their hall. So if I send it from there, they're going to know, right? So I just speed it in there and then I go off and then I log in like 23 hours later. Your city has been attacked 7 times. I was like, what the fuck? Did I drop my shield? You know, sometimes when the penny doesn't drop and you're like, what the fuck? Who hit me 7 times? And then you go in and you're like, oh, it wasn't me. It was the other city.
Was the reinforcement?
Oh, dude, we just had a capital war battle, the most recent one. I've not had a capital war battle for a long time, bro. It was intense. We was fighting. I think the guy was drunk. He was on like 185 million BP. By the time he'd finished, he was on like 170, and he was attacking me, bro. I'm 450 million BP. The guy was hitting me without SOS.
Really?
And I was just like, I was just sitting there going, is he alright? And something snapped in his head. Because he's hitting me and he's losing 185,000 troops, every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's definitely drunk.
Wait, how much BP did he start with?
180. No, 185. He's finished with 170.
What do you have? What? Oh.
He realized, obviously, after a couple of hits, he's like, oh, what am I doing? But my game plan was, I told the guys, you lot take the towers, and because I would watch him, and as soon as I see his golden blade, I'd follow it and see what tower it goes into, and I'll just hit that tower. So he lost quite a lot of troops, in the last battle. He realized afterwards that it hurt him badly. But yeah, I don't know what was wrong with him. But that was an intense capital war in a long time. I'm glad they removed the stupid when it goes to your hall and you got to guard it for 3 hours or something. Oh man, that was killer. Back in the days when you had to fight for it, you have this whole battle in the middle, and then you've got to defend it for another 3 hours, trying to get people to stay online. Do you know how hard that was? For like 6 hours.
Man, I couldn't imagine.
Bro,
Yeah, I still remember when we got the cities, and then even though you won the battle and got the cities, you still had to hold on for the trophy or whatever for like another 3 hours or so.
Yes. I'm telling you, bro, like, I remember when I played in my First Nation, so when the guys were in the beginning of the podcast, remember I told you there was this one guy? So he would have president and governor. Bro, every week he would have president and governor himself. The guy used to go to the capital on his own and take it because he was so far ahead of us, right? So we never could fight him. So I remember he would take it all the time, right? All the time. And we was like, one day we just need to take it. If we take it one day and never get it again, that will be edged in his head that he lost it, right? So we planned it, right? And we got it. We took it. We took the battle in the middle, and we defended it, and we held it. And, bro, we was like 2 minutes away from winning this. Imagine, like 2 minutes, and we're all like, man, we might be able to do this, right? Bro, what then happened? He gets other people to merge into his alliance with a few other fucking shitbags, right? And we know they're coming, right? We know they're coming. Now 2 minutes turns into, 1 minute 30. Not 2 minutes, sorry, 5 minutes, let's say. So the clock's going down, and we're like, mate, they might not attack, and they might run out of time, right? Bro, they sent an attack, right? It's coming. I'm watching the clock go down. I'm like, okay, I don't care, because if the battle lasts past the time, it doesn't count, right?
Right.
Dude, the battle started. The battle's fighting. It's on 10 seconds. It's fighting. It's on 10 seconds, bro. I'm counting it. 9, 8, 7, 6. They beat us in the 1 second mark. That
Jesus.
hurt so much, bro. I was so upset. I was like, 1 more second and we would have won it.
Pissed.
That one hurt so much. And
Did
the
you
thing is, we lost so much troops for that one time, but we was just like, it's worth it. It's worth having only one fleet. Just
Did
so
you-
we can't get it one day.
Did your phone got a pair of wings that day?
Oh yeah, I threw it. Yeah, I threw it.
I guessed as much.
But you know what the funny thing? That we used to have some epic battles back there. But I think the one thing that still makes me laugh to this day is when people get zeroed and they put up a shield. I don't understand it, bro. You just been zeroed. Why you got the shield up? What are they gonna do next?
That shit. They still do that shit. Like, I mean, completely zero. Like, no
And then the
resources
shield
left,
pops
nothing.
up, and you're like,
Yep.
9 times out of 10, when I attack people, I 5-fleet everyone, right? So I 5-fleet them, and they put the shield up, and I'm just sitting there laughing, like, I'm like, you're dead. It doesn't matter, your shield's up. My 5 fleets are in there. You are not gonna survive this, right?
Right.
So that used to get me. I remember I've been zeroed once in my life, once, and that was by that fucking the First Nation. So he left everyone alone. I then ended up joining the alliance that was fighting with him. Little did I know that the moment your name tag changes, his rule was he's gonna hit you, right? So when I got the invitation, I was like, okay, I'll join, right? Bro, I joined. As soon as I joined, I see a red light. I'm like, what the hell? Shield straight away, yeah. Didn't get me. I was like, oh man, I survived. So I was like, okay, I realized, bro. And then that's when, one time you make the mistake of not shielding or putting on an 8 hour and you go to sleep. I put on an 8 hour, woke up the next day, looked at my phone, had notifications on my phone. Your city has been attacked. Your city has been attacked, right? After I saw the third one, I was like, yeah, I ain't logging in. There's no point. I know I'm zeroed. I didn't log in the whole day. And then I logged in at the end, right? Everyone's like, where were you? I'm like, yeah, but what was the point of me coming online? I'm zeroed. What was he gonna do? Kill the bones? Do you understand what I mean? Like, I don't need to come and put on a shield. That was the only time I ever got zeroed in the beginning, and then since then, like, I learned. You make sure you put your shield on, and if you're gonna forget, you put friggin' Siri to remind you. Siri, remind me in 4 hours to put my shield on.
Damn.
I never got zeroed before.
You've
I
never
got
zeroed
hit.
before?
No, I got hit and lost all the troops, but going completely zero, no resources, no troops, no. Never.
No, when I say zero, I don't mean resources. I mean like your troops are dead. These resources, that's just
That,
the
yes.
ultimate zero. That's the things I do to people. When I zero them and they don't shield, I'm taking all their resources as well. Like, that's the kind of a bastard I am.
That,
You
yes.
piss me off.
I've been hit before.
But yeah, like, sometimes the worst one is when you know you're gonna get hit and you're expecting it and you're playing and you get hit and you're like, I knew this was coming. How did I not avoid it?
Yeah.
But I think everyone's been hit bad at one point. Oh man, there's another story. So I used to have 2 cities, right? Back in the days, and I had one city in one alliance and another city in another alliance, right? So I switched. So my main city, I put a 2-hour bubble, and I switched to my second city on another alliance. And obviously, I'm just talking to the guys in the alliance, right? And I'm like, oh, you know, this big guy is gonna go and it was Potato. If you guys know who Potato is, right? Potato was fighting Potato's nation, and I was like, oh man, Potato's strong that time, right? And I was like, Potato's gonna kill everyone. And then I'm watching Potato, right, with this other city, the second city, and I see a fleet fly, like shoot out so fast from his city or her city, and I'm like, wow, whoever that Potato is hitting, is gonna get fucked. So I follow the line, right? Guess where the line ends up? In my main city.
Oh shit.
I'm watching my main city get hit, and I'm laughing. And then I'm like, hang on a minute, that's my city. So I have to quickly switch back. You know, you got to switch, right? It takes so long to load, right? That loading time was like, come on, load, hurry up. So I went back in. Luckily, I only got hit once. But bro, Slaughter and Exterminate hurt.
You know, we have a master on that in here. On switching cities, I mean. Quickly.
Okay.
Who's that?
The kitten. And all his kittens.
Would
Oh,
you
what's
switch-
that? Yeah.
what would you do? You just play with two phones or something?
Yeah. Though I used to just play on one. Like back when I was in N2, I was just using one phone.
And, you
And
just
I would
switch
be running like
between
30
people.
cities at one time.
No, how many cities?
30?
30. Like
Dude,
actively
yeah.
fighting with 30. I would just be switching constantly.
But how? How was you? What was you doing? Speed attacks or time attacks? What was you doing?
I could time attack, I could speed attack. It all just depended on what I was doing. Like right now, I actively fight with 6.
Dude,
But like,
you're on the
you can
next
speed
level.
yourself by like starting off like, if you're using iPhone, your switching is always going to be slower than than a person like on an Android device.
Yeah.
Because Android you can stack.
Mm.
But like even on an iPhone, like if you wanted to be super fast, you could bring in 3 accounts within like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
do a
that's
Facebook.
providing-
You
yeah,
start
that's
with
providing they
Facebook
don't
and you
bubble,
switch
right?
into your Android, or you switch into your iPhone secondary and third account, which is a pretty fast switch.
Yeah, but if that's providing they don't bubble, right?
Yeah, but that's all just practice, bro.
Yes, kidding. We know you got fast fingers.
You're a beast. I couldn't imagine
It's the
doing that
claws.
He's got fast claws.
shit.
Yeah.
Just give me a goddamn second phone.
Yeah, it was like 385. I was running 15 accounts with Barry in the 5th ranked alliance for like a couple months. That was fun.
Dude, the one person I hated with multiple cities was Woody. He was such a douchebag. He used to have so many farm cities and he used to plant them right at the corner of every friggin' the map, right? 4 different corners. And he would just send friggin' fleets at your hall. That was in the beginning when he used to just flash red all day long. I was like, "You're such a douche, man." He used to just
You know, I put my mountain right on your black sand, right in front of your face, and I spawn in front of you nonstop.
wow.
You.
But then
Because
there's this
you know,
different
I want you to
tactics,
come touch me in my yes square.
the tactics people use, I think the one that really gets everyone's nerves is the new obviously T1s, T2s, right? Obviously, but that's a tactic I get. Everyone plays. Everyone uses T1s and whatever, and they have farms or, I don't know, 34s and 35s with like 2 million T1s or whatever, right? But I'm the kind of asshole that if you put T1s and 2 million, I'm fucking killing them all. Like, in Void, I will go around burning everyone's T1 farms. You think I care? No. I attack you, I lose what? 5 soldiers? But I've killed everything, and it's going to take you time to build it up again. But at the same time, why would you need 2 million T1s when you know you're going to get hit and the majority of them are going to die? Yeah,
Hey, it's free bio, and also it keeps you from building the high tier troops that you're gonna find useless anyway.
Yeah, I guess, but then you do realize at some point you will run out of speeds in that farm to recruit as fast to get back to that number, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, like you don't need to with low tier troops. You just save your high speed. You just save your speeds for KE so you can get your gold.
Mm.
And then otherwise, like a T3 Axeman, like even with low recruitment speed, is only going to take you 4 to 6 hours, and that's for 1600.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, every time
Like,
I see those
it-
nations that have
It
those
don't,
farms,
it don't
so I
take,
need
it
to
don't
learn
take
them.
much to rebuild those small troops.
Yeah, I guess. But I think I just go around killing them. Just I find it fun. Burn it all
Hey,
down.
you know, whatever floats your boat, bro. I love it when C41s come to visit me. It's like
Yeah, but you're
free spending.
different. Yeah, but you're different. Because if I ever played your nation, I wouldn't be hitting a friggin' farm that has that. Because I know there's a hidden fucking motive behind it. It's not.
Oh,
it's not. It's not what
you
it
played
seems.
me, Go. You played me more than a couple times. I just don't think you realized.
No, I played you in Polar, and I hate you in Polar. You know
Oh, yeah.
that
No,
much.
no, you played me in a KE. I didn't have my kitten title yet, but you played me a couple times.
Did I? What nation?
Mm-hmm. 86, 102.
Maybe.
We've crossed streams a couple times. Believe me, I
All I
remember your
is the
big ass
friggin'
pig
Polars.
trying to enter me.
I still can't get my head out of the Polar. Fucking Big Bird and you. The two players I hate the most in Polar. Absolutely hate. It's like
Oh, yeah, those
I'll
Polars
go
were-
kill it, I'll come out and then someone goes and speeds and kills it. And I'm just like, bro, what was the point?
You hate them in a friendly way.
Yeah, no, Polar's the only place I don't like them. Everywhere else I'm okay.
Big Bird loves Polar.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Big Bird.
I love some polar too. It's one of the few events where I can bring in my full Meowton, which is also why Goats hates me.
I don't even play Polar
Because
anymore. I just,
Big Bird's big, and he's annoying because he's big. I'm annoying because I just don't stop. You think you took care of me, and I just keep on coming.
yeah, I know. I'll kick him out. I'll come back out, take someone else over, and I've looked and I'm like, oh shit, he's taking it back again. Alright, fine. What was the point?
You don't
But
mess
I
with the
think,
cat.
do you know what event they need to bring back? You know, KE, the 3-day event that we used to have. That was fun.
Oh god, 3-day KEs.
3-day KE was fun.
That shit was
Heard about that,
brutal.
but never
You know that's the main reason behind the 3-day shield, right? You do know that, right?
Yeah, that was the whole reason for 3-day shields is
Yep.
because of 3-day
That was the
KE.
main reason for the 3-day shield that everyone has. Is because we used to have a 3-day kill event. That's why they gave us a 3-day shield.
You know, when I started in 1132, 3-day KEs is how they prepare you for, regular KEs, the frenzy voids. But you have the in-nation 3 days, and we set whatever rules because 3 days of KE nobody wants to do. So we'll agree to doing 1 day KE by reset. It'll just be on Sunday when everyone could be home or whatever and have the time to play. So you still, I don't know if new nations still do it.
It did go to that. It did go to that. 3-day became too much, and then nations did start agreeing that we'd just do it on a Sunday or something. So I do remember that it did evolve to that because it was too much. But I remember in the beginning, man, when you used to go gung ho on 3 days. Oh wow! You used to be left with one fleet. We used to, when we used to play 3-day KE, all we ever used to care about back in the days was as long as he had one fleet to kill that level 30 zombie. That's all we cared about. As long as I have that one fleet to kill that level 30 zombie, I'm okay. And then, whenever we used to finish the event and we used to test and we couldn't kill it, we're like, oh man, can't kill a level 30. So that's when it used to be like, oh man, I lost out.
I'm not sure, but I think the newer nations don't have a 3-day KE anymore.
No, it doesn't
No, they
exist
just have a
anymore.
normal
They
24 hours.
nerfed it. They nerfed it. Like it was too much. People were complaining too much. People were dying, and then obviously all the nations started agreeing to do a 1 day. Most people never played the 3 days, so they nerfed it after a while. But in the beginning, it was there.
Like,
No,
bro,
but
if you don't
even
vote for me, don't
in
shit.
even in 1093, before we had cross nation events, all the KEs were 3-day KEs. What I'm saying is the newer nations, they don't have that at all. Not even in the beginning.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but then you all
Oh,
know
wow.
the newer nation. Yeah, but then the newer nation just full of farmers, right? So who gives a shit? That's probably why.
Oh,
Bro,
by the
all
way,
the,
whatever happened to 1093?
As far as I know, last time I checked, they were still in civil war.
Yeah, that was gonna be a strong ass nation. Like,
dude, we were supposed to be a strong ass nation. You know, on paper,
Yeah.
when we merged, our most recent one, which was like 3 years ago or something, we was the strongest. We were basically, so you know, back in the days when 52 and 30 were at it, and everyone used to say 52 and 30, we was the next ones. We would have given them a run for their money with the players that we had. But civil war killed us. But when we merged, everyone shit themselves. They're like, fuck, this nation's gonna fuck everyone up. But unfortunately, we just couldn't get people in to the same alliance. But dude, we had some really, really like mega whales, mega spenders, and mega cities. So you know, if things turned out the other way, like we would have been very, very strong. But unfortunately, you know, the effect of civil war, you know, people get bored. Like I had a guy come
The
on
problem-
Nation Chat 2 days ago and put up a message going, anyone here from SAD? Like my first ever alliance was SAD, SAD. And they put a message on there going, anyone here from SAD? Right? And everyone's like, wow, we don't know what alliance that is. And obviously a couple of people know, like who used to play with me, but obviously not from that. And then they tagged me and said, oh, this is the only survivor of SAD. And it's sad, no pun intended. And I messaged back saying, yeah, it's me, hey. And he's like, and he messaged me, he goes, oh, what was your name? And I was like, such and such. And obviously he remembered. He's like, oh, you're the one that killed Masker. Masker was the first guy we killed. And he's like, I was like, yeah, you remember? He goes, oh, what are you now then? I said, well, I'm the new Masker in this nation. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm the strongest one now. He's like, fuck, are you bullying people? I'm like, no, I'm not bullying people, bro. I'm not a bully.
crazy.
But you know, like honestly, dude, like when you cross paths with like old players, like on like Telegram or what's the other one that we used to use? Line. I remember back in the years, we used to use Line, Telegram. Like sometimes people message randomly, and they're like, "Damn, I ain't spoken to you for like 4 years or 5 years. What are you doing? Oh, I'm enjoying life. I'm married. I've got kids. Blah blah blah. What are you doing, Coach? Oh, I play that game." They're like, "What the fuck? What the hell's wrong with you? Have you not moved on?" I'm like, "No, I'm still just stuck in the game." Oh, so how's things? Have they changed? No, still having civil war. They're like, "What? 8 years later, you're still fighting the same people?" I'm like, "Yeah, unfortunately." What do you tell people? Like, you can't even tell them any exciting news. Yeah, I'm still in the same shit, doing the same shit 8 years later. What the fuck?
The people who retired, they're like, I'm glad.
People
I'm
have retired, have come back, and they're like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck? I'm retiring again." There's no point. So, I think this game, bro, you need to be planned from the beginning. Like, you need to be in a nation that you know that's gonna grow, that's gonna work with you. If you see the signs that it's not, cut your losses, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Don't be like me. Yeah, but
The key thing that I was,
Yeah,
I
but
was telling
even
a couple of my leaders was the fact that if I got a R5 of an alliance and he doesn't want to give up R5 like rotated or whatever, they always just want to hold it just for the sake of holding the R5 position. I'm not really gonna deal with that person because they're just too stubborn for me to like work with as far as like nation events go or trying to communicate anything. It's irritating. That's what I'm dealing with in 1132 with the third alliance. That R5 like, and I've dealt with people like him before we merged. We merged with 1010,
So we had a Brazilian R5 called Professor, and like
Oh,
I wanted him to, you know, give up the R5 to one of his other R4s because he wasn't really like cooperating with a lot of stuff. So let somebody else be R5 for a bit. But he just likes holding the title for holding the title and stubborn as hell. So I experienced him in another one that was like that before we merged. And same deal, you know, so I just work with the second alliance and, you know, work how we're supposed to work. We just leave the third alliance to however the fuck they are. But
You're
anytime you got
always gonna
somebody like
get a
that,
douche.
leave them
Yeah,
alone.
but you're always gonna get a douchebag who's gonna dig his heels in, right, and not wanna cooperate. You're always gonna have it, and as long as the others around him are willing to cooperate, it's fine. You know, burn it. Who cares? Burn his alliance down. No one cares. But the problem is, bro, is when you have one douchebag that has other douchebags around him, that's when it becomes a bit more tricky to resolve.
Right. So I'm not even gonna burn him down. It's just not gonna give him capital. They're never gonna get president. Even as far as like I like to have the three halls kind of out of the way of the black sand. So in Frenzy, you know, the strongest alliance could, you know, speed to whatever tower and save speeds. You don't even want to drop his hall that's east of the capital, you know, just a little bit south, so it'll be more accessible. Stuff like that is like, fuck, are you so difficult? Just, it's irritating. And then when I'm talking to him, I swear to you, it's like I were to explain the same shit and talking in circles, and I'd be like, at the end of it, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna burn you today.
Bro,
Be straight up telling them.
I've had conversations with people, bro. I've been nice. I've apologized. Blah blah blah. This, and bro, like some people think, but bro, some people are like, even now, bro. I don't play the game for a whole year, right? And NC is full of just mining. Even though I'm not playing the game, bro. Someone else is playing my game. The city titles named something else, blah blah blah, right? I come back a year later, bro. A year later. Civil War did not start because of me. Civil War started because of another guy, right? And then obviously I come back. Obviously the guy who's involved, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you because you shouldn't be mouthing off to people in certain ways. Don't say nothing. What happens? 2 weeks later of me coming back, oh, it's your fault. We're in civil war. It's your fault. The nation's ruined. I'm like, what the hell did I do? All I did was just kill a couple of you lot because you attacked my alliance, and now I'm to blame again. So you know, sometimes it's embedded and ingrained in people, bro. It's just like blame him, always blame him. So I'm always the one that's at fault, even though the other guy started civil war and, you know, killed everyone and whatnot. So, you know, I take it. Whatever, bro. You want to make me the evil guy? I'll give you a reason to be the evil guy. You know, if you're gonna call me a dictator, then, you know, I'll be a dictator. Like my actual signature says tyrant on my game. So I just played the role of a tyrant now. Anyone who drops a shield, I kill him. Like,
you just have
if you drop a
fun.
shield, you're dead.
You just have fun making them, proving them right.
Oh yeah, like to be honest, bro, like the nation's dead, so I don't really care. And all we're waiting for is a merge, right? So I've said it. I've said it. I said, if I see you without a shield, and I see you with anything more than a T5, I'm gonna hit your city. Even if you have one T5 by accident, and the rest of them are like, you know, let's say you got 40 million BP, but I see one shielder in there, that's, you know, shouldn't be in there, I'm hitting it. So the whole nation's in bubbles, you know. But, you know, the good thing is when you threaten people like that, they're more careful with their bubbles, which means they don't drop it in void, which means one less person to worry about. So sometimes, yeah, you have to be horrible, but obviously horrible doesn't get you wins. But, you know, when your nations come to a point where there's no saving it, you know, you just play for fun. And like I said, I don't log in all the time. I log in whenever, do whatever I got to do.
Only time I play is probably Void or Frenzy. I'm not really into Elite War because it's, don't really have the team for it. Polar, fucking Kitten just bullies me all the time, even though he's muted his mic. Don't like playing him. And Big Bird. So there's no even point playing them. And then the other events are just shitty. Like every other event's crap. Like this new Royal Arena crap or whatever it is that you guys play. You set your troops, you fight some guy, and that's it. But then they pitch me up against people like Lead God and, freaking Sin from 219. Bro, how am I meant to win one-on-one with those guys?
Yeah.
Have any of you guys beaten the whole fleet? I think the maximum I've gone is like 17 or something, or 20. I can't do the whole board.
I'll never break the whole board. I will never play anything above a C38.
What do you mean?
Like I will never play in a city above the C38. So I'll never clear the nation duel board. You need to be at least like C39 or above. You need a D13.
What do you mean? So are you playing cities that are C38 and lower?
Yep.
Oh, you're not C41 anymore.
No, I've never been C41, bro.
Oh,
Never ever.
why?
Because it's expensive and sweaty.
So you just like playing C38s?
I get so much more action playing C38 and under than every single C41 combined.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah,
well,
I
think
didn't
about
know that.
it. When you're playing a KE and you're playing a KE as a C41, you can literally only fight other C41s because everything under you is going to hide, right?
Yeah.
So when I get to play C38 and under, that means I get to play with all the players that are C38 and under, which if you think of part of the game is about 90% of the player base. So yeah, I have more fun because I have more people to play with. And then when a big motherfucker like you tries to stick your dick in me, I'm like, no, $5.
Well, now I know you're a C38. I always thought you was a C41. That's why I never used to come after you, because I'm like, yeah, he's gonna get reinforcements, and then I won't be in. Now I know you're C38. I'm coming after your ass. I'm gonna fucking yank that tail off you.
The
You are
the
more
problem
than
is
welcome to join the long list I could have tried.
I'm
Go.
listening, bro. I enjoy bullying C38s and like avoiding stuff, like, because I know I think C38, C39 is probably the cities I can 5 feet without worrying.
the
But
problem.
when it gets to 40, that's when I'm like, yeah, maybe not 5 feet, but 40.
The problem is that a kitten never plays alone. So you're
I
not
know
playing
I know
against
Kitten is
38
Trust me,
alone.
I know Kitten's strategy. I'm not gonna. I was like this. I'll never hit Kitten because I know fucking there's like some fucking hidden shit behind it. I'm gonna get trapped somehow, and then I'll be dead.
It's called the kitten protocol.
Yep.
I think it's like the one. I think Ramon Barry, them lot caught. I think it was a lead god in the tower, and they trapped him in there for like good 20 minutes or something while they were just smoking out his city. That was a very, very good strategy. I don't know if you know about that.
Barry dragged me into 385 for a while. That was pretty fun.
Was you there when you done that tactic where you trapped him in the tower and then everyone was just zeroing out his city?
No, that was I did the next round with Lead God, and I made Lead God and Deadpool cry.
Made him cry?
Yeah,
What did you
for
do
about
to
a
them?
week. I didn't let them touch me, and I drained their towers.
Okay, that would have been fun to watch.
You know how that feels.
Yep. Yeah, I still had 3 kittens in the top 50 that round. It was pretty fun.
Named all your cities kitten.
Yes. There was Stalker Kitten, and then there was the Kitten, and then we had Hunter Kitten, Timo Kitten. Yeah, they're all kittens.
Yeah.
And then I'd group them all up on the black sand together, so they'd be like a little mini hive. Pissed people off nonstop. Loved it.
I mean, one fun part of the game is pissing people off, isn't it? Do what you can to piss them off.
Bro, it's so
Well,
much fun pissing people off in the game. I'm telling
Dude,
you
you
that.
could
that
just, like
Trojan
my
stuff,
city, I don't even have to fight you, bro. I'll just put into your hive and I'll just sit there without a bubble, knowing that you can't do shit to me. That pisses people off. You don't even have to attack them. You're sitting in their hive and they just get really, really agitated that you've just taken up their little spot, that's messed up the shape of their hive, and the only way they can kick you out is cannon you. But because you got a bubble on, they can't cannon you. So you just sit there, you just get many messages. When are you gonna leave? What are you here for? Blah 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 blah. And that, the funniest one is when they do cannon you, they don't realize that when you cannon me, I can go back to the same spot. So sometimes I'll get cannoned, right? And I'll just quickly go back. Dude, I got accused of hacking the game because someone cannoned me and I went back to the same spot before they can plant a flag. And they went on MC saying, oh, he's a scammer, he's hacked the game, we cannoned him and he came back to the same spot. And I'm like, use your brain, why I came back, how I came back.
yeah, like I would make that city. I'd troll in the NC for a bit. I would rename my main city something to fuck with you with, like 1137. Their strongest player, a good friend of mine, Birdman. So when we played our first KE together, I didn't know him yet, but it was like I third KE, and I named my city Turd Man, and he drops out of military planes. Why they call him Bird, but he calls himself Birdman. So I changed the picture. The picture was like a bird, a dead bird. And I called the city Turd Man. And bro, like I would do shit like that just to piss you off, so you can play pretty reckless. So I do that every KE just to fuck with people. You know, all different types of names I'd mess with. Or some
The best one is when you're president and you can change the nation name. Every time I get president, every time I change president, because I called the other guy that I fight, Donkey. That's his name. Everyone calls him a donkey. Every time I get president, I change it to Donkey and it flashes across the screen. Donkey. And it really riles him up. Like the moment it comes up, he's porting into our eyes, trying to find someone to kill.
Bro, Plomo, he's from met her in 1168, right? And I heard that somebody, like, she didn't like being called Potato, so I had the whole alliance all do a potato theme. I had one picture where Mr. Potato Head was in, his wife was giving birth, and she gave birth to like a carrot. And it was like he called her a slut or whatever the fuck it was. But we had potato strippers and all types of fucked up shit, and she got so bad about that, but it was funny as fuck. He burned her a couple times. We're now friends. We be cracking up about that shit.
How do you strip a potato? You peel it off?
Yeah, I don't troll anymore, but man, maybe in 1132 I'd still do stuff like that, but I don't do that in 621 all the time.
Maybe.
No.
Just hypothetically.
It's just too much work to make a city. So
I think the best version of trolling is when you either don't say anything, like don't comment on the nation chat, you don't reply to their messages. That really riles people up when you don't even reply. Or when you do reply, you just send them like a smiley face.
Right.
And then don't reply after that. It riles them up so badly. And I've learned with the Asian guys, it's always your mother's dead, your father's dead. I'm like, are they? I didn't know. I might need to go check on them.
Yo, they take it too far.
It's always your mother's dead, your father's dead, your sister's
Oh.
dead. I'm like, and I don't respond, right? And I'm like, huh? What the hell?
I like pissing Russians off because they had some crazy disses, bro. Fucking this and all. I can't even say what they be saying, but
Russians
usually funny as hell to-
Butthurt Russians are hilarious on Nation Chat. I will
Bro.
agree with you 100%.
I be
100%.
dying. We be sharing it in some of our chats when Russians are mad, and I be in tears.
Yeah, I got my title fighting a Russian alliance, and yeah, the rage on NC was glorious.
The most recent one was they keep calling me a cotton picker, right? And I'm like, and they keep calling me a refugee, right? Obviously, I live in England, but obviously I'm not originally like my origin isn't from here. But obviously, I've been here my whole life, and you know they're like, oh, you're a refugee because you're not white, blah blah blah, right? And then you know they'll call me this, and then obviously he's some Korean guy who's meant to be some rich guy with you know a strong city and stuff. And I just reply back with, but you know this refugee has the strongest city, right? Needs to get to him so much. He's like, you're calling me a refugee, you're calling me poor, but yet I have the strongest city. So who's the poor little shitbag? Ah man, this is rile him up so much. You know what it is? Like, in games, people shouldn't say racism and all that, like, too hard. There's always going to be some ignorant piece of shit that's going to make a racist remark. But when they do it, just flip it on them. It pisses them off even more, that it's not getting to you.
Yeah, they get
Oh my God.
they get pissed
But,
if you
at the
don't
same
reply
time,
at
at
all.
the same time, it doesn't make it okay for someone to say that shit over a game. You know, that's just taking it too far.
Yeah, it's stupid, but some people do it. So normally my response is don't respond. Just don't say anything. Just ignore it. They get even more pissed.
Yeah, like
Hey
they say,
guys,
silence
I'm
is
calling
the
it
best feeling.
My mic's about to die, and I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah, I'm gonna go as well, actually. But you've been on here for about a good couple hours. But look, okay, thanks for setting it up. It's been a blast. At least I got to speak to you guys after a while. And yeah, we'll probably meet on the next one.
Yep, we'll be around next week. Actually, it's also about time for me to go.
Cool.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
everyone. And thanks, everyone else who's tuned in, who hasn't said anything. Probably got sick and tired of us talking about nonsense. But, you know, always nice to see you all. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
It was fun. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Hokage.